What do I get into it? The body about it. Morning, Sue. How's it going? Hope you're well. I'm not the only crazy one that's still awake. The silly clock in the morning. Hope you're doing well, Sue. Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, not too bad, Sue. Can't sleep. I've been editing and stuff like that, and I still can't sleep. So I couldn't see if there's anybody live, so I thought we might as well go live ourselves. Links in the chat if anybody wants to come up. Yeah, it's a nightmare. So I probably haven't been sleeping properly for years. Since 2019 at least, with my bad back. I just can't sleep in a bed, lie down in a bed. So I end up trying to sleep on the couch, on the chair, and stuff like that. Seems quiet on YouTube tonight. Haven't seen any of the usual suspects live at all. That's weird. You can see two of me. Hopefully we'll get a few more in and we can have a few people on panel. Yeah, I've been editing, so I haven't really noticed if anybody live. I checked about 5 minutes ago to see if anybody was live, because I didn't want to go live if somebody else was live. I hope your arm gets better soon. It's my back that's doing my head in. I can't see him. Oh, there we are. Oh. These are what I've got with the camera. Oh, look. Those are what I got to use for my pain. Oh yeah. I can fall asleep in the chair, but I can't. I've tried. Now, what happens with me? So is I'll go to bed and I'll just spend hours and hours lying in bed trying to sleep until I get peed off, and in the end, then I get fed up and I get up again. Uh, the back is very weird. No, it can go when I've sat down. It can go when I'm doing the dishes, or it can go when I'm out in the car. It goes quite often in the car, and I get burning sensations down the outer thighs, and then I get cramp in my knees, and I got jump if I'm driving. I say sometimes it goes half an hour, sometimes it doesn't go. But yeah, it's one of those things. People are worse off out there than me, so I don't grumble about it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I do, Sue. I do exactly the same. You know, I'll lie there for an hour or two until I get peed off. You know, I'm rolling around trying to sleep, and this doesn't happen sometimes. What's the date today? And so next weekend it's the Gavin, so I can't wait for that. Let me uh, let me send this link out to a few people in case they're about. Let me try that. Copy. I'll send it over to Liam just in case they're awake. Hopefully I don't wake them up by sending a message. I'm using my phone for the chat because it's just easier to watch the chat. Yeah, definitely, Sue. I can't wait now. There's a few people can't wait to meet. You know, like obviously Barry, our mod god, is our number one on my list. Obviously Matt and all the Urbexers. Yo, Mick, bro, how's it going, bro? Hope you're good. Nice to see you, bro. So yeah, so I'm planning to. I'll probably go up the day before and hopefully meet up with maybe Melissa and Brady, and hopefully we'll go to do some exploring before the Gavin. And I think I'll be up on a Sunday as well to explore. The link is pinned in the chat, Mick. If you want to come up, bro, you're more than welcome to come up. I'll just send that. I know you won't come up. I'll still send it over to him now. We'll send over to Jamie and Nessie. I think I got Nessie here. Yeah, I have. In case they're awake. There's a few people the link is sent to. I don't think any of our crew are still awake. No, I can't see anybody awake over there. And our mining group. If anybody wants to come up on the panel, just grab the link and help yourself. Yo, Ron, how's it going, bro? Hope you're well. Yeah, if I struggle to find something to talk about, just fire some questions or something like that in the chat. Calm my nerves as usual. So yeah, I've been editing our next video for Sunday coming up. That's going to be a funny video. That was me and Irishman were out on that particular day. We found some found an awesome copper mine. We had some epic laughs on the ground, some jump scares and stuff like that. And yeah, it's going to be funny. I think I think it's going to be two-part because it's about 2 hours of footage I got, so I'll split it to two videos of an hour each, thereabouts. So that is coming on Sunday. I've got midweek, I've got another video coming out, hopefully, and that's going to be a river adventure we had back in summer. Yeah, definitely. So it's we definitely got an awesome vibe of the when we're with Gerard, Anthony, and James. Is a good dynamic with our crew, and a bit of inside information. We've got the epic mine explorings from the UK coming to Wales in the next couple of weeks. We've, for definite, we know we've got overground, underground coming over. We've got Underground Explorer UK coming over to Wales. We've got Mine Explorer UK coming over off the top of my head. Yeah, definitely so. I've still done a couple of explores on my own in between. The guys go out, we all go out together once a fortnight, and if I can manage to go out the Saturday in between, I'll go out on my own, or if one of the guys are available. But the weekend just gone, we were out wrecking this mine. I haven't done a video on it this time, but we'll be going back to that mine, and that has got some epic, basically water wheels underground, and not just one. It's two water wheels underground. So we're looking forward to going back to that mine, going down with the ropes, and showing you what's there to see. Yeah, definitely. So there's I've got a backlog at the moment, probably I guess about 4 or 5 explores, and then those are probably split into 2 videos each as well. So I got a big backlog of videos. So when I had the internet issues back in July and August, I couldn't do any editing because I couldn't obviously upload videos. So I've got a big backlog now. And the video coming Sunday is with the new camera. So we've got the DJI Action 4, which is what we're actually using for the webcam tonight or this morning. So hopefully when it definitely looks better when I've been editing a video. I went for the DJI Action 4 on the recommendation of Matt, Secret Vault, and Mick Spanner because of the low light capabilities of that camera, and I've been very pleasantly surprised with the camera and its low light feature. So hopefully you'll see the difference in the videos. This Sunday is the DJI Action 4 footage, but I have still got footage from the old camera left to go up on the channel as well. So there'll be a mix in the next couple of weeks of the old camera and the new camera. So I think that's all the updates at the moment. But my brain is like a sieve. My memory is. So yeah. So next weekend we'll be up in Stoke, which is actually the same weekend as where we normally go out exploring. So the guys will be out exploring. So hopefully they'll have an awesome time as well. But we'll be heading to Stoke. Yeah, he should be, Sue. Like Matt, I asked a question. I think it was in Matt's live stream or one of the lads' live stream, and I asked a question because you all know Matt is the guru when it comes to tech and giving advice with the cameras and stuff like that. And like Matt and Mick Spanner said, the low light capabilities on the Action 4 is much better than if I went with a new GoPro. Yo, Jim Jam, let me give you a spanner. Yeah, you can join the Smurf team. Oh, don't worry, Sue. Don't worry. Usually when I type in the phone, the auto text takes over and I end up typing googly gook. You're welcome. So if you want to share the live stream out, see if we can get anybody up on the panel. If you want to come up on the panel, the link's pinned to the chat, or it should be. Yeah, it is. And you're welcome. Come up. The other night you were beating me on the chat, Sue, when we were putting the links out, and I'm usually pretty quick, but you were quicker than me. Yo, John P, brother, hope you're good. I find the auto text in the when I write comments is a nightmare, especially on this iPhone. I spend more time deleting a comment because it just imaginally thinks of a different word and I'm not even thinking about. Stay safe, John P. I hope you don't get too affected by the storm. You're welcome, bro. Let me just send the link out for a few more people. So I got my phone down here while looking at the chat. It's easier to look at the chat and look on the PC. It's I've been watching the some videos of fellow cavers in across the pond, and they're showing the devastation in America. It's quite crazy to see. Sending prayers to everybody who's been affected by these terrible storms. I gotta say, thank you everybody who subscribed to the channel. It's crazy that we've hit. Let me just double check. 5.6k subscribers. So thank you very much for subscribing to the channel, supporting the channel, especially you regulars who come all the time on all the premieres. You know, big loves to you all. I wasn't expecting anybody to come in, Mick, because I don't go live very often. Yo, punches, bro. Hope you're good. Long time no see, punches. I hope you're well and keeping safe across the pond. If anybody wants to come up on the panel, just hit a link at the pinned comment, and hopefully I'll notice that you're waiting backstage. Yeah, I'm good, punches. I'm plodding along here. I'm just looking forward to the meetup now next weekend. So that's my next outing. Before I go live, because couldn't see anybody else live from the usual crowd, so I thought I'd go live, and because I couldn't sleep. So instead of just staring at the TV, I might as well have a chat to everybody. Always Mick, bro. James, I haven't watched TV for probably about 10 years, I guess. Was it Big Brother that was in the... No, it wasn't Big Brother. It was Celebrity Get Me Out There that was in the castle in North Wales. But yeah, I don't watch telly. There's enough of awesome content to watch on YouTube. Don't mention about PC repair stuff. Punches. I've recently had the new camera, the DJI Action 4, and I use the DaVinci Resolve 19 for editing, and it's taken me the best part of 3 days to work out to be able to have the footage of the DJI into DaVinci and actually play. Because the problem I've had the last 3 days is I'll import the videos from the DJI to DaVinci. The audio would be playing, but the video will be offline. And no matter what I tried, I couldn't do it. People were saying, looking up videos on YouTube and online, and people were saying you had to download this HVEC or H something video file. The certain video file wouldn't play on the free version of DaVinci. So I had to download this extension to be able to have this to work on DaVinci, and then it wouldn't work. Then I had to download some software to convert the HVEC, I think it's called video file, which is, I think it's 2.654 or something like that, but it won't play that file. So I had to reduce the video file, and it's just a nightmare. So it's taken the best part of 3 days to suss it out. And only this morning I've managed to convert the video file to something that I can actually play the playback in DaVinci, but also edit it and to be able to upload it to YouTube. Oh, it's definitely nightmare punches. I can't remember the name of the files. I'll have to give me a second. I'll remember now. It's I can't remember the file's name. I think it was HEIC file. Is that the one? Yeah. So the files, the video files from the Action 4 is a HEIC file, which is high efficiency image container file, which is sort of compressed, so it doesn't take so much file space. But that you put the HEIC file into DaVinci Resolve, the free version, it just won't play it. So I had to mess about. It was a nightmare. We catch up on the messages, comments, sorry. Worth hog. There's a roof lifted. So funny. When we go camping, we got to make sure that if we're camping out in the tents, we got to make sure we put our tents as far away from all explorers as we can, because he snores like a trooper. The last time, even in my sleep, I could hear it. Oh yeah, definitely punches. That's what I felt like the other day, and it's taken the best part of 2 days and probably 2 nights as well to suss it out. Oh, my PC's been nearly out the window a few times, quite a few times. And the funny thing is, the window's just there as well. And it'll be out in the Irish Sea, because out the window, straight into the river, and out to sea. Yo, Barry, hope you're well. Let me just add you to the Smurf team. Please check your channel, each other's channels out. There's a load of awesome people in the chat. The stream link is pinned to the top if anybody wants to come up. So just help yourself. And if I don't see you backstage, just leave a comment in chat. Oh, oops. Anybody go anything planned for the weekend? I hope it. Hope the move goes well, Barry, bro. And don't overdo it as well. Jim Jam, that's so funny. We love our Mick and Nick. Awesome couple. Yeah. I try and remember to watch the dodgy guy fishing in the pond. What happens usually is when I'm going out on the week on the Saturday to do some exploring, I'm gutted in because I know by the time I'm leaving the house, Mick and Nick is going live, and I'm gutted I miss them. Hi Tim F. Hope you're good. Welcome to the channel. Don't mind me, I'm just rabbiting on. I just couldn't sleep and got bored of staring at the TV and we go live. Tiddlers. I do notice I see Nick catches some nice fish. Fair play to her. Yeah, I'm having uh, I'm not having problems, but my rent has just gone up. Well, it's going up next month, so we're trying to decide if we can actually afford the rent increase, or do we have to think about moving out and finding somewhere cheaper? So I'm trying not to worry about that, even though I do stress out with the anxiety and depression. So we're trying not to think about it this week, at least, anyway. Mick. It's funny as hell. Fair play. Yeah, mine is going up about £80, Barry. So yeah, that's a big increase in rent. And the worst thing is with my place here, I've been on to be letting agent for over a year now, but my balcony that's over the river to my left here is rotten, so I can't use the balcony because that's rotten. Otherwise, I'd end up going through the floor and end up in the river. There's a leak in the gutter above the front door. That hasn't been fixed. There's dampness coming through the chimney in my bedroom upstairs. So I'm not using that bedroom. I'm using the other bedroom because obviously you don't want to be sleeping in the damp room. So it's we'll see. I'm not gonna worry about the rent for this week, and then next weekend we'll do some phone calls and see what we can do. Because I don't really want the stress of having to find somewhere, and I get stressed out of the little bloody things. Never mind something like find somewhere else to live. Mick. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm struggling as it is. So I used to be embarrassed, right, about my situation. Right. Let me try and get these. Right. I used to be embarrassed in my situation, but I'm not embarrassed to show. You know, you probably won't be able to read it because of the screen, but yeah, I use a food bank. And there is a stack of, that's not all the stack, that's probably half the stack, like the streets from there. But you've got to do what you can to survive. Definitely, Barry. But that's my downfall is my anxiety and depression. But luckily, I got a good crowd around me. Now I got a good crowd here. With the guys up the town here with obviously the mine exploring guys, and you awesome people in the chat as well. So yeah, so I got things weren't good for a long time. So I'm just blessed that I got a good community around me, and some of you in the chat and who are not in the chat, I class as family. So yeah, that's a good help. Don't worry, Mick. No, the videos will be there forever. So we've all got lives. Life in general comes first. So yeah, you just concentrate on being healthy and as much as you can. And we've got you. We're always here for you if you need us, Mick. Yeah. So I do take medication for my anxiety and for the back pain. The, the problem with all my tablets, so I got all these tablets I got to take, and then I got to take tablets and to stop them making my stomach turn because the that pain and the knacks up and churn my stomach ridiculously. Wow, we got 12 in the house. Yeah, that's my downfall, Jim Jam, is because of my anxiety. I tend to, once the problem I've had in the past with help is people say, "Oh, is this help here for you? That help here for you?" But when you actually go and ask for it, uh, it just isn't there. But I had a message the other day with a link to a I think it was Shelter Cumbria. So you know who you are, who sent that to me. So thank you. You might be watching, so thank you for the. I did see the message, so thank you for that. I know you're probably watching, so respect for you for that. Yes, I went through a phase because my back went in 2019. Basically, I've worked on the construction industry for 25 years, and in 2019, the my boss basically told me I had to go and drag this 16-ton track machine digging bucket onto the back of the trailer and I managed to drag it off the mound of stone. I managed to get it onto the trailer, and then my back went by just that last little bit of trying to get it onto the trailer enough to strap it down. And I was there lying on the bed of the trailer for a few hours because I couldn't move. So yeah, so that's how my back went. The next day after my back went with dragging a bucket onto the trailer, I was laying 6-inch blocks on flat in the trench for footings. And then ever since that day, my back has never been right. No, even sat on a chair here now, my back is going. But at the end of the day, there's people out there worse off than me, so you won't see me whinging about my back. No, I'm quite reserved with that. No, there's people always worse off than yourself. So let me catch up with the comments. Oh, wow, Sue. You know what? I've been on several different tablets for anxiety and depression. The first ones they put me on with a sertraline, which made me worse. And then I tried these other ones. I can't remember the names of them. They're probably on the side there. And they didn't work. And like I said, the doctor is if I could actually sleep in the night, that'd be half a battle. Oh no, Mick. Yeah, I've had experience with Pippa, and I got declined the first interview. Then the Care Society and the Citizens Advice said that you were definitely entitled to it. So we went for an appeal and got declined again. And ever since that, then I've just sort of struggled on myself with the back. I've done a bit of physio with the doctors. Went for tests for carpal tunnel syndrome because my fingertips go dead when I'm driving the car. My fingers go dead. Oh, hang on. We got a guest. Hang on. I can see you.
Oh, what is going on, Wales?
How's it going, dude? How are you?
I'm good. I hate seeing people sitting on a stream by themselves.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm used to being on my own, dude.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm California. It's only 8 o'clock at night here.
I forget how time difference is, so I forget that half of you guys are a different time zone to me. Like,
yeah, time zone, different countries. How are you doing tonight?
Yeah, you've been out exploring underground much recently?
Too hot.
No, but yeah.
I'm in the desert southwest of California, so our daytime temps, we're still like 103 during the day.
Wow.
Which as long as everything goes good, it's it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But if you have a problem out in the sticks and that kind of heat, you put yourself in a bad situation quickly.
Yeah, I can imagine, like, especially the places you go, like you're miles and miles away from any road or anything.
I mean, 10, 15 miles from pavement on most of this stuff, at least, that's a 3 to 5 hour walk. If you're walking straight through in 100 degrees, no thanks.
No.
It's getting to be about that time for me, but make jokes with people in the colder parts of the country. They hibernate during the winter because there's too much snow to get around. In the desert southwest, we hibernate during the summer.
I don't think we even get a summer over here, right? Because it's always raining. And, well, obviously in the videos and the mines, always soaking wet. And
what's rain?
Yeah, but we're used to it.
Actually, this weekend looks pretty good for getting out, but I'm going to an air show. It drops down into the 90s. Right now it's 8 o'clock at night. You couldn't see it that good, but our temps are 99 tomorrow, so it is starting to cool down a little bit. Hopefully it goes up, but I mean, even right now, 8 o'clock at night, it's 85 degrees.
Bloody hell. That's mad. Yeah, well, like I said to the chat, prayers go out to all the people across the pond affected by these storms, and
Oh, those Florida people are going to get it bad.
it's crazy. I watch this guy on YouTube. He goes out with the Action Adventure twins.
Yeah,
and he was showing some of the devastation. It's crazy, man. Really crazy.
yeah. I just got off a show with the guy who lives in Florida, kind of by Tampa, Menardo Rob, but they're still torn up from the last time, so they're going to get it pretty bad.
Yeah.
And it hits in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's terrible.
100-mile winds at 2 o'clock in the morning.
No, over here we don't get storms anything like what you guys get across over the pond. Like,
I don't get any. I'm in California. It's always sunny. we got earthquakes. No big deal.
Do you find you see any effects of that underground when you do explore mines? The effects of the earthquakes? No.
Just your standard collapses.
Mm.
Back gets a little roof or the side blows out or something like that, but it's not bad at all. The word, like I say, you're going in really, really old mines. Ours are mostly 100 to 200 years old. 200 would be a really high side. Most of ours are 50 to 100 years old. Yeah, maybe 150, and they're rotten wood, and it's not even water rot. It's just old rot.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm quite jealous of the mines you guys got across the pond there, because you've got all the timber infrastructure, which looks quite new compared to what we see. Because what we see in our mines is just like a rotten bit of blob on the floor.
Yeah, the you can get that over in the moisture areas, and the same goes with the bad air, because we don't really have the moisture. We don't have to worry about the bad air nearly as much because we don't have the wood rot or anything causing the bad air.
Yeah.
So very few mines out here. I mean, obviously risk goes up as you go down or deeper, but very few mines out here are just blatantly bad air. You shouldn't be in them at all. I have an air quality tester. I haven't used it a whole lot. I have an air.
I got one and I have it on, but I don't think it's gone off of me once, but that was because the mine was full of rotting timbers, and the tracks looked like quite new, so they weren't rusting, which I've never seen in a mine before.
Well, that could be because of the air, because of the low oxygen.
Yeah, it's.
I'd heard from I'd read about it from the old timers, and I heard about it from some other people. One of their best ways to test air was just a Bic lighter.
Yeah.
Flame starts getting real dim on you.
Well, if that flame goes right down, it's time to get out. Like
time to get out. But I mean, even at that, it's got to be pretty low to knock a human down, because you can get down to like 10-11% before you're going to be in real big immediate danger.
Yeah, I know some explorers, big channels in this country. I can't remember his channel name, but they go into mines, and it goes down to. I've seen them go down to 13, 14, and they had no problems. But the older guy, I think, go underground, and you can tell his breathing goes heavy. And you think to yourself, well, I think it's time that you left that bit, like.
Yeah.
Because we went into one mine, and we went into this one section, and they were telling us the story that just around this corner of this adit is where a couple of years back someone actually passed away. He'd gone into a section where they'd gone down, the air quality had disappeared, and he didn't make it out.
Yeah, I've got one on the list that I want to explore. That they've buried the portal up to just a little hole. It's big enough to get in, but it's not too big. That's
Yeah.
one that I didn't want to go in without an air meter. And even with one, I'm probably going to open that portal up just a little bit,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
I might even make 2 trips out of it and go do something else that day. Obviously, open the portal up and then come back in a month or 2 or 3.
Yeah, well, we've done similar where we've opened a portal, we've opened it up and just left it for a week or two
Yeah,
before exploring it.
let some air do what it does.
Yeah, but we're working on a mine now. We did a recce on Saturday just been, and there's 2 water wheels inside the mine.
Nice.
But it's like around 7 or 8 pitches to get down to the deepest water wheel. So that's on the cards the next couple of weeks.
Has anybody seen it? No, it's still there because the water wheel, I'd assume, is wet all the time and it rot away, right?
We know we're still there because another channel in Wales, which they're only up the road. Have you ever heard of Lost Mines?
Yeah.
They have been in it. They're trying to keep it secret, but obviously we accidentally found a mine.
Yeah.
Obviously we were exploring the mine, and then we realised when we got there and inside that was the mine.
Nice.
So yeah, we've not this weekend. I got a meet-up with a load of urbex channels in the UK this weekend. So next weekend we'll go back with a ton of ropes and anchors and stuff, and we'll see what we can get into.
That'll be a good adventure. Yeah, the one I saw, I don't know if it was there. I don't know if it was that channel. The water wheel was like 12 feet tall or something like that. It was huge.
We got one locally, which is quite accessible, to be honest. You could basically walk in with the wellies, and that's on YouTube a lot. If you see a water wheel mine in Wales, it's probably that one.
Yeah.
It's called the Estradanion mine, and that's got the water wheel, and yes, there's bits rotting on it, but it's pretty preserved. Pretty preserved. It was the only second one in the UK. The other one in the UK is in Nented Mine, where we were a couple of weeks back. That one's down 100-foot shaft so you can get to it. So the one in Wales, at one point, it was the second one in the UK. So now what Lost Mines has found another 2. We've got the 3 in the UK, but they're still intact.
Very nice. Document them as much as you can. They won't be around for long.
No. Document them as much as we can now. Obviously, my channel's about trying to save the history, and it's somewhere to store the videos, to be honest. It's free stuff.
That's most of the hobby.
Yeah,
is to view it for yourself. See the kind of work that the people put into it way back long ago, and that's the filming is the saving of it. Because in 50 years, a lot of what you filmed won't be accessible, either due to collapse or government intervention from people going in and getting hurt. And shutting the things down. That's what we have out here is unprepared people are going into these things, getting hurt, and then the government will come in and close them. Well, out here they try to go with the bat gates first. They call them bat gates to try and let the bats go in. Now they go with the bat gates first. Well, everybody has tools to break the gates open. I mean, angle grinders and all that. So it's only
battery grinders all you need these days.
It's only a matter of time before they go in, shoo out all the bats, and just blast it closed, and then nobody will ever get in it again.
Yeah. No, that's why we try and keep the names of the mine off the title of the videos, But most of the biggest problem we have in Wales is the landowner chucking rubbish down the shafts, and then obviously blocking up the mine.
Yep.
Because a lot of mines we go into, we might go through the portal, and then you end up in where the shaft is underground, and then it's just a mass of rubbish and scrap from back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, which is terrible. And I've been in mines recently, and you can still see cement bags from today they chucked in there.
No doubt.
So that's what I gets my wick going, is people using it as dumps.
Yeah, we were in one, the last one we were in, actually. It's my last video. We went in one, and that one was, or I didn't even get to go in it. Most of the group did, me and another guy didn't, and that one got too dangerous, so we went to another one, and it's somewhere between the 60s and 80s. I don't really know what year it cut off, but they had like surplus Vietnam era generators, Ford Pinto motors, things like that. So 70s stuff there, maybe as new as the 80s, but it was on the government's taken over the land and made it a preserve or a wilderness, so nobody can ever do anything there again. But it was like the man died and walked away one day. There was a collapse. There was a collapse in the back of it. Maybe that was an issue for him or whatever. In a hill across from where one of the houses were, there was a pile of rocks the size of a human in a cross. We didn't go over there or film it or anything, but that could have very possibly been the guy who was working it. But you walk up there, and others have been there, but they've been polite enough not to destroy it.
Yeah.
There was still the gold stuff there, but we got to it, and it was all gated. It was all back gated, and nobody in the group was going to fit through that except for one of the guy's daughters is 18. Maybe my son could have squeezed through, but one of the guy's daughters, she's a real petite 18-year-old, and I had walked away, and they're like, "Hey, squeeze through there and see what you can do." So she goes to try and squeeze through there, and she touches the bar, and the bar picks up.
Oh wow, nice.
Somebody had cut it open, but they put the bar back, and it looked just right. So hey, we got in, sweet.
Happy days. Yeah, because there's nothing worse when you go to a mine is all gated or barred off like that. But I'm quite blessed because I'm very skinny, so any bars or gates like that, I've managed to get in.
Yeah.
I remember one of the gold mines I went to a couple of years back, and that had gates, steel gates on it, and bars, and I managed to get in, and then I think I'm the last person that ever went into that mine before they reopened the mine and reworked it. If Clogau Gold Mine in Wales, which is the famous Welsh gold mine and Welsh gold, they're actually dewatering the mine, and they've been processing the spoilage. So there's no chance of going back into that mine for a long time again now.
Out here, I haven't heard of any that get reworked underground wise, but out here, if they decide to rework it, they just open cut it. They just chop the whole top of the hill off. We were out at some a few months ago. They were I've been looking at them on Google Earth, and they're not super far from me. They're out in the Calico Ghost Town district of California, and the tailings piles are massive, huge, absolutely huge. And we spent a couple hours around there trying to find a portal. And I mean, the tailings piles are so huge. There's timbers buried under 30 or 50 feet of tailings sticking out. So it's like the operation got so big, they just buried the old operation and kept going.
Working the top, yeah.
And I'm sure some of that's from bulldozing it over, but that thing has to be huge. I would just, unless you knew exactly where the portals were, there's no way that someone like me would ever be able to dig that out. If you showed me exactly where the hole was, maybe, but you're still talking a lot of work, because who knows if they blew in 10 feet or if they blew in 50 feet.
Yeah, there's a mine up the road here, and the main portal, once they finished working the mine, they, back in the, I think it was the 70s, they reworked the tailings. So it's just all fine stuff, a mound of fine stuff was just been tipped over the portal. I mean, talking about 100-foot high mound. But you could still see the water coming out of the tailings. And I think to yourself, I wonder how, if I got a digger in there, how far in would I have to go to find the portal? But it's finding the permission of the landowner to be able to do anything like that.
Under Black Mountain on the Kentucky side, I don't know, Storms, I don't know anything about that. Yeah, I've seen a few videos of different channels of reopening different mines, and they usually put in quite a bit of work, either from the ones that were close by erosion usually aren't horribly bad, but if the bulldozers go in there, it's a nightmare.
Yeah. A lot of the mines here in Wales, we've been very lucky because there's a guy, his name is Roy Fellows, and he's done a lot of work in probably a lot of nearly all the mines in Wales, where he's reaccessed different mines. You know, done his timber props or use scaffolding and stuff like that. And very often you see in the mines, if we mention Roy Fellows, it's because he's reopened that mine, and that's the only reason why we've been able to explore that certain mine. If it wasn't for people like him, he wouldn't access a lot of the mines.
Yeah, we were in one the about a year ago. The tailings pile was massive. We know we didn't get to explore the whole mine, but we ran out of rope. The tailings pile was massive, and there were 5 of us looking for the opening for about an hour. And then finally we found the opening, and it was crawl through only. And it's like you're one big storm away from that thing being buried, and if you don't know where it is, it'll never be found again. And it took us a while to find it. We searched high, we searched for stopes, we searched low, and then I actually found it. I stumbled across it. I just found this little hole. I poked my head in, and it got bigger. Yay! Yeah. But I mean the just the can dump from the miners' cans, because the miners left all their trash. Just the tin can dump from the miners' cans was like a whole side of the mountain. It was huge. And out in that particular area, that's out in the Johnson Valley, or not? Yeah, Johnson Valley, 29 Palms area. There's like 300 mines, 289 mines out there that were active. Wow. And you can get into a lot of them. And while we've been going to these ones, it's like we're headed out for one particular mine, and we passed 10 others that would have made a great explorer.
Yeah, in our county, obviously these aren't all open or still there, but there's over 1,000 mines in our county. And in our county, Cardiganshire, it's a tiny county. You know, Wales is small compared to America, but the county is even smaller again. There's over 1,000 mines between the really old school ones and the more modern. And I've been trying to knock everyone off my list, but it just seems to take forever.
Yeah.
But it's the old ones I really like going to. It's the old, I'm not sure what you call them over with you, but we call them coffin levels over here. The old Roman workings, or before dynamite was invented, and they're all hand picked, and you see every pick mark on the side of a tunnel, and they're in the shape of basically a coffin standing up, which is crazy. Those are the ones I like seeing.
I mean, some of yours are going to be sold where they still use the fire and water, right? To crack the rocks. Yeah, you don't get that out here.
No, you even see the modern mines, obviously with the normal dynamite, drill a hole, dynamite. But you also see the older mines where they're hand drilled. You know, one guy was holding the hand steel, another guy was sledge, and you'll see the shot hole is not quite round now. It's like more of a oblong shape.
Yeah.
Sorry, just checking comments. Yes, Sue, I watch Sarah Godo very often. Great channel. Yeah, so yeah, I just love seeing the history and the artifacts. So it's when you see the hobnail boot prints on the floor.
Yeah.
You know that that's the last person who stood there was the miners themselves.
Yep.
It's awesome to see the history.
Always interesting.
But yeah, it's I just enjoy the hobby. You know, as you all know, I started on my own, but with a group, it's just a different dynamic. You know, we have a good laugh. We have such a laugh on the ground. So it's awesome.
Oh, I see some of the stuff you guys are doing. You ain't doing kiddie ones.
Well, they're only going to get more extreme now because a lot of the guys are doing their SRT training and stuff like that. And we're getting guys on board who can do the rigging as well. So because at the moment we're not experts in SRT. You know, we're basically novices, beginners.
Oh, I'm novice at best.
So we're starting to learn off more experienced cavers, proper cavers, and who go into caves. And we're based on the verge of getting riggers on board with the team as well, so we can go into deeper mines and and do traverses and multiple pitches. But it's crazy stuff.
Yep. That's natural progression, though. You already did all the easy ones.
Yeah, but all the artifacts seem to be in the deeper parts of the mine. Where
They
sorry.
are. That's why I started getting on the ropes. The deeper you go, the better they are. You have to get past where people can go.
Oh, nice sponges. Nice.
I'm reading that.
Yeah, we were meant to go into the third largest cave in the UK on the weekend, but we didn't go. Someone pulled out, so we went to this other mine and with the water wheels instead. But yeah, so I personally haven't been in a proper cave yet. It's just mines.
So we got I went in and I filmed them. We got a lava tube not very far from us. You can go. You can go walk in a lava tube.
Wow, I bet that's awesome.
That's pretty cool. You can go in about three football fields, maybe.
Yeah.
2-3 football fields, and that was pretty neat. Get to take my kids in that. It's not dangerous at all. I mean, comparatively.
Yeah. You're not talking like Nutty Putty type of cave.
No, you're walking through all of it. There's no face. There's no side paths that are going to take you in and get you lost for life or anything like that. It's very, very tame.
Yeah.
But it is cool to walk through a lava tube.
Yeah. The one we were meant to go to on Saturday, the cave, it's down in South Wales. Can't remember the name of it, but it's the third largest one in the UK. But we were going to do the novice one. We had the guide planned, and they were going to show us around some of the easy bits. And he said that if we wanted to go into some more of a challenging stuff, you just go and do what you feel comfortable with.
What are you using for lights right now for your headlamps?
At the moment, we're using Nico lighting. I think it's a H something 65. Have I got the box here somewhere?
I can Google it real quick.
But yeah, Nico has come on board and been helping us in supplying some lighting. So we got some hand torches off them, some head torches.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, Nico I've been using recently. Obviously, some of the guys use the Fenix head torches. Underground Explorer UK, he's he's the ambassador for Phoenix. So
Okay.
you see him wearing Phoenix.
That's what I got it. That's what I switched to, was the Phoenix.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one of the Welsh guys with us, Gerard, he had a Phoenix head torch, but he was having problems with it, so he didn't like it, and he switched to Nico.
It's all about what works and what's reliable for you. I mean, I carry a bunch of different ones when I go, but I was really satisfied with the Phoenix when I went.
Yeah, I've got the Nico with probably about 6-7 batteries for that. Like just pull out and change. I've got a couple of spares as well.
What kind of runtime are you getting out of the Night Core?
I'm getting around 5 hours on one battery.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So basically, you carry a couple of spare batteries in your bag, and you just swap them over. And because at the most, we'll be underground in the slate mines. We could be underground to up to 8 hours, 9 hours maybe. But most of the mixed metal mines, it's only like 2-3 hours because the older mines are quite small.
Yeah.
Compared to the mines that you have out in over there.
Oh, some of them are huge.
No, our biggest one is the Cwm mine, which is on my channel. It's down as the Great Mid Wales mine. That is the biggest local one, and that's got about around 65 portals. But not everyone's open, so you could say 40 odd are open. I've probably done about 22 videos on mine, and I still haven't touched the sides.
That's huge.
Yeah, but we'll be back in now in a couple of weeks. The guys from England are coming over to Wales, and we're having a meet up, and we're gonna have they're gonna come and see some of the best mines we have to offer. Because what we usually do, we've got our Welsh group. We go out every fortnight anyway, and then we've got the national group, and we'll have a trip. We'll have a trip from Wales to England and explore their mines. They show us the best that they got to offer, and then they come to Wales and we show them what we got the best to offer. Yo, Johnny, sorry I didn't see you there.
Yeah, Johnny's here.
Yeah, see Johnny here and Face the Ace as well. So yeah, it's I just love being underground. That's my escape from the normal hustle and bustle and day-to-day struggles.
Yep. Good way to clear your mind for sure.
You've got some big explores planned next month or so?
Big ones, no. This weekend looks really nice to go out. Maybe I'll get out some on Sunday. I've got smaller, close ones that I need to finish.
Yeah.
You know, they're not. For me, I can't write it off until it's done. And when I can say I'm done with it, then I'm looking pretty good.
Yeah.
But until I can say I'm done, I've still got some little ones, and I'm just working a circular way out. Unless I go out with the other channel that I go with, I'm still working a circular way out from my location.
Can someone in chat put the link up for I'm Saxon or some channel?
You don't have to. I rarely post. I only post it to share with my friends on the gold community or whatever. I mean, you're welcome to watch, obviously, but
yeah. Danny, History Hunter. The link's pinned in the chat if you want to come up, Danny.
Everything for us, you know, obviously it's time wise, it's just as much of a drive for you guys. For us, the drives are miles.
Yeah, yeah. No, we're lucky, the UK is only a small island. So it's nothing compared to what you guys go do
Yeah,
to, just to get to a location.
some of mine are 200 miles away, and that's just ones I'm going to. There's thousands of miles of this stuff, but some of them we've driven 3 hours plus to get there because my four wheel drive is tough, not fast.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you gotta be. I've seen some of your videos where you're going off road, and it's crazy, awesome as well. Like,
Oh,
uh,
that's just the miles. The off road's a different story. That can take forever. You get stuck on some corrugations. We call them washboards, but you get stuck on the corrugation or if you're into some rock crawling to get to them or whatever. That is just slow going.
it's tough work. Tough
You got to
work.
go. You got to go 10 miles, and you're averaging 2 or 3 miles an hour. That takes a little while.
Yeah, yeah. We're lucky because where I live, and the Welsh lads you see on the channel, we're probably at nearest mines, probably 10, 20 minutes away, and 30 minutes, and you're into Cumberstriff mine, which is the biggest one around here. So no, we're lucky, very lucky.
Yeah, Storm says hope it's a Jeep. No, I wouldn't drive in a Jeep.
I take my car off road, but our off road, like the Forestry Commission, forestry tracks and stuff like that, which is usually nice and smooth. So we haven't got it. We've got green lanes and stuff like that, which are proper off road, but nothing like across the pond with you guys.
I know we got places with no bushes. That's about the most you could ask for out of it. I'm not really upset if I run over a bush either, but they're
Awesome.
they get pretty remote sometimes, but you can have a good old time out there.
Oh, definitely. Like on Saturday, because in our forest here, you usually get like the Forestry Commission, or we used to be Forestry Commission, but it's now NRW, and they got like the generic key on every gate. But on Saturday, someone had changed the generic because we got the generic key for every forestry gate. And this weekend, for some reason, the three gates to access that forest and mountain, they changed the keys, so we couldn't drive. We couldn't drive to a mine. So, but luckily, our explorer Anthony, he's got an off-road motorbike, and he was ferrying us to the mine. Right, it took us about an hour to ferry us here, right, but it still saved us walking, 3-4 miles just to the mine.
Yeah, I was talking the channel I go out, and one of the mines they got in, they wound up being in the mine for like 18 hours straight, and
Wow.
they weren't lost, but they found their way out on the other side of the mountain. So after an 18-hour mine explore, they had to walk 5 miles to get back to their truck.
Oh, ouch! That
That
sounds
would
painful.
that would have been a walk right there because they're full gear. They're full gear too.
Yeah, yeah,
All their helmets, all their climbing crap, all their ropes. Uh, that would have been a march.
yeah. That's what a lot of the people in the audience don't realise is it's the weight of the gear we carry when we do go. Because my bag is full to the top. It's got to be 18 kilograms, if not more, with gear.
Um,
That's without the ropes.
yeah, just the weight of the rope adds a fair amount of weight. I got all my stuff, and then if you're carrying uh, if you're carrying 100, 200 feet of rope, that gets heavy quickly.
It does,
And
especially if you're going up a mountainside looking for. Hang on, we got Danny coming up. Yeah, well, Danny, how's it going, dude?
Oh, hey man, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, it's great to be home. It's probably been a hard day at work. It's raining over here too. Fuck,
Yeah, it's been wet here, Danny. I haven't been out today at all.
We're both Welshmen, but we live in different continents and different countries. I'm a New South Welshman. I'm from Australia.
In California, there you go. We got all the English speaking world covered.
Yeah, that's it, man. all the allies together, man. That's it.
All we need is a Canadian, and I'm sure if we wait long enough, one will show up.
I don't think I can understand a Canadian.
All we need now is Joe, and then we've got every accent covered. Like.
Oh, mate, Geordie. Oh, my God. Bloody hell.
Yeah, if you ever meet Joe, well, Danny, you already have it.
Accents, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I bet he's about something.
You think Gareth's got a thick accent? Yeah, at least you can understand Gareth.
Well, I hope so, right?
Yeah, Storms Radio says he doesn't have time for more than one channel. I don't even have time for the channel like that.
Man, that's the same, man. I'm stuffed doing my own thing.
I don't put in the effort to the videos like Gareth does, or anybody that. I don't make a good video, and I never will. I make short clips of what I'm doing, string them together into a video, and post them. I don't even proof watch them.
I've been honest. I don't put that much effort. Obviously, the biggest effort is like the underground for 5, 6, 7 hours. Is reducing that to something that is watchable, and that's where I struggle, because when I do an explore and I put it on it to edit, I feel like I don't want to cut stuff out because people like doing 20-minute videos. I rather do an hour video because everybody gets the experience of being underground properly, not just seeing the best bits of a mine. No.
Yeah. Part of the reason I started filming my drives to them is to show what goes into finding or getting these things sometimes, because you're talking on a good weekend, I find a mine that's worth going in. That's on a good weekend. On a bad weekend, I drive around for hours pointlessly and I don't get into anything. Yeah. Granted, I could get on the maps and find where the great stuff is, but sometimes it's that map dot that's pretty insignificant that is the most valuable mine out there. You're like, oh, it's just a little shaft symbol, because in the US I can use USGS maps free, and you change the year back to the 60s and the 70s, you can get the USGS symbols for tunnels, shafts, adits, all that things. The newer ones start omitting some of this stuff, and the newer one will actually omit an absolutely huge place to explore, and it omits it because the USGS doesn't want you out there.
Yeah.
So I spend a lot of time looking those over, and when I'm going to explore, not all the time, looking those over, and then go out and exhaust that area. If it shows 5 tunnels in that area, I want to go to all the spots of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And I want to see what those are. And a lot of times, you show up and you're like, hey, that's a great looking tunnel, and it goes in 5 feet. Me and my son did that, and we went out on a rainy day. We were just having fun. Went out to go play in the mud, and a little tiny map dot of a tunnel, and I barely heard rumor of it. We showed up out there, no tailings pile at all, 0 tailings pile, just a little portal about half as tall as you are, and you go in it, and that's one of the prettiest and safest of mines. It's a very pretty, very, very safe mine on the lower level, but that's a cool place, and I need to go down in that one too. And that one's got a shaft I got to go down too.
So what they mining for? What they mining for? Their gold or other minerals, or?
Almost everything out here is gold, silver, lead, and copper.
Okay, yeah.
But
a lot of copper one is the copper ones you've got to worry about?
Do what?
I think is it the copper ones you've got to worry about? If they fill up with water, they get a bit dangerous. Is it the ones?
Well, the
gold ones do too, because they used to fill them up with arsenic to get the gold out, didn't they?
No, they use cyanide on the gold.
Cyanide, that's one part of me. Cyanide, that's it. Yeah.
That'll be on the outside on the processing plant usually.
Yeah, that's out in the processing. I walk around the processings, but I don't get inside of the tanks.
Okay.
But even at that, I had heard that cyanide was basically was rendered useless and once it hits sun, once it gets so much sun exposure, I'd heard it cancels it out. I mean, I'm still not going to go play around in the settling ponds.
Yeah, dangerous
You
stuff.
know, but I just stay out of them. But they use cyanide, and then mercury sticks around for a real long time if they were using mercury.
Yeah.
But you know, you're not licking your hands. You're not playing with all this stuff.
No, you're not rolling around in it.
One of the most dangerous mines in Australia would be the asbestos mines out at. They don't even have a name on the town anymore. They've taken the name of the town away because it had blue asbestos. So there's mines there. Yeah.
The asbestos mines are real crumbly out here. Other channels film them. I haven't been in one. The asbestos mines are real crumbly out here, and then the talc mines.
Yeah.
Any of the talc mines are death traps. I mean, real cool to be in, as long as some jerk didn't try and burn them out. But I mean, some of these things, I've watched other channels go in them, and you're watching them walk. I don't have a problem going past a collapsing timber, you know, from the weight of the pressure. I don't have a problem sliding by one. I don't have a problem sliding by one out of every 3 that's collapsed. But when every single timber is shattered and the walls are coming in and you're walking around those, I do believe that you've been explained not to be in there.
Yeah. Something's telling the doctor not to go there. It's a tomb.
You know, that mountain wants to close. And I see some of these people. I know you guys have seen abandoned and forgotten places. Glide.
Yeah.
That dude, he went down some 1,000-foot shaft. I don't remember where, but he went down some 1,000-foot shaft down to the 1,000 level, and he was inching his way through that shaft. I watched it the first time, and I was like, no way in hell, the video's not worth it. I said, Well, and I was thinking about it later, and I'm like, no, there's no way it was that dangerous. This dude had to be stretching the truth or whatever. And then it popped back up in my recommendations on my bedroom TV, because I don't watch mine exploring on my computer anymore. This is my computer, obviously. It popped back up in my recommendations on my bedroom TV, which I don't even log into an account because I want all different content. I don't want the same content I got out here. And I watched it again. No way. Wouldn't do it. It's just death waiting to happen.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Over here, the most dangerous mines are obviously the coal mines. And you won't see me exploring coal mines just because of the possibilities of methane gas and all that underground.
I wouldn't do the coal mines just simply because of the nature of coal. Coal is not a rock.
No, it's
coal is
plant material. Yeah.
That's if you want.
Best way I could describe it. I've never even held a piece of coal, but I see what it's looking at. It's like a loosely packed shale, or
Yeah, like a charcoal. Yeah, it's like a charcoal.
It's like a chunk of charcoal. No way am I getting under millions of tons of that.
And they basically explode. There's a lot of explode. And then if it catches fire too, it can burn for ages. Like we've got a mountain in Australia called the Burning Mountain. It's coal burning.
Well, there's a city in I forget what state. This city is on fire. It's been on fire for 50 years. Basically, I forget the name of it. It'll come to me. They had a trash dump there. Every so often, the fire department would set the trash dump on fire to practice, and also it gets rid of the trash. Well, one of these times they set it on fire, and it hit one of the coal seams in the ground.
Yep, that's it. Done.
And it's been burning ever since. It can't be put out. It'll never be put out.
I was going to say, California, you get a lot of earthquakes in California, right?
That's the thing. We get a lot of earthquakes, yeah. Hundreds a day.
I'll be scared shitless with an earthquake. That's it.
No, you don't. If it's not above a 3 or a 4, you don't even feel it. And even on a bigger one, the most damaging thing on the earthquake is the type of earthquake it is, from the type of fault it is. There's shakers and there's rollers. Rollers usually aren't that bad. Shakers cause a little more damage, but duration. So it's like somebody walking by and hitting a spring, one of the spring-loaded toys you used to see when you were kids or whatever. They hit it once and it stops in 3 seconds. There's no damage. Imagine sitting on that for 3 or 5 minutes. Then it's going to tear some stuff up. So you get, a 4.8 magnitude quake hit here. Yeah, but it shook for 10 seconds. Versus your big Alaska quake and San Francisco.
Oh, so it's just more of a rocking rather than a jolt, 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 jolt.
Everything will come on here.
Okay.
And that's it. And you're like, oh, wow, earthquake. Most of the time you don't even have time to think about what's happening. You're just riding it and, it's gone.
Hoping it doesn't come.
But you never know. And I was just talking with the people getting ready to get hit by that Florida hurricane. Everybody's got their own things.
Got friends down in Tampa, yeah.
I wouldn't want to live somewhere where there's tornadoes.
George, I think George is going to cop it more. They say.
Yeah, but I'm talking to these Florida people. I said, at least with an earthquake, there's no warning. You're just sitting there and it happens, and then you deal with the repercussions. You guys got days to dread how bad this is going to be.
And then you've got the storm goes. You get in the eye of the storm, and then all of a sudden you've got to hit the 2-3 times. You've got to cop it, don't you? Yeah.
Punches says it's been a 7.6 magnitude quake in Washington. How long did it last, though, Punches? But that's where your devastation on the quakes comes from, is the time, how long they last.
I think LA's got the worst, don't they? LA's got the worst.
Yeah, it's all the way up the coast.
It's all the way coast.
All the way.
I got friends in Washington State. They said they get them. Yeah.
All the way up to Alaska. I mean, I'm about 50 miles from the San Andreas Fault.
Wow.
Maybe 35.
I've only been in one earthquake, and it was in Solomon Islands. It just felt, honestly, we're just sitting on chairs, just like rocking. I went, "What the heck was that?"
Yeah, and that's what they are most of the time. You're just sitting there and you start rocking around a little bit, and 5-10 seconds on the very high side, and you stop and just had an earthquake.
We don't experience that in the UK, really. We might get high winds, but that's about it. But where I'm on the shore is if we get a storm and high tide, because I'm right on the coast. That's the only problem we get here.
Strong winds.
Well, the other channel I go out with, I was talking to them. They got caught underground in an earthquake. Not super huge, but they were underground. I'm like, wow, what was that like? He says, well, it's basically like being above ground, except you're in a mine and you're hoping it doesn't collapse on you.
Well, we've had some big collapses here. Tasmania, one of them, that was the one, Tasmania. You've probably seen it. I don't know if you've seen in Tasmania, they had a mine collapse there. The guys are trapped. Only 2 survived.
Yeah.
We're not even on a fault, though. We're not even on a fault line here. We've got no fault lines going through Australia. So we're just New Zealand over their neighbours. Yeah, they've got them. They've got earthquakes all the time. So
the only thing we get in mines here in UK, especially Wales, is people going to mines ill-prepared. You'll get the urban explorers going into slate mines because they think it's wow factor with the big caverns.
Oh, the ones who walk in their bloody thongs or the jandals.
Yeah, well,
flip-flops.
there's a slate. It's a quarry, a technical term, up in North Wales, and they go into this mine, the mine house section, where you got to do some traverses, go down ropes, up ropes, and then you got to go across the flooded cavern with a dinghy. And there's quite often a lot of cave rescues there where people have gone in because they've seen videos on YouTube, but they're not equipped for it, or they haven't had I won't say the training, but the experience of actually being underground and for that time.
It's disorientating, man. Like you lose all sense of like direction down there. There's no anything to look at. There's no horizon or nothing to look at. You got to remember markers on walls, but even they become confusing.
But us mine experts, I'm Saxon, will say the same. Us mine experts know what danger to look out for. A lot of these urbexers who go into these slate quarries or mines don't have the experience like the mine explorers. Mine explorers are going there with their safety gear, obviously their harnesses and ropes and stuff like that, and their monitors.
More more than anything, it's a mindset for me. It's going with all your senses on, and you'll be able to know if you can't identify something that's dangerous versus something you can do safely, then you don't need to be anywhere near this hobby. And if you can't problem solve quickly to figure out an issue, then you don't need to be anywhere in it, because the chances of getting hurt or anything like that. If you walk into a mine with your cell phone as a light, you're an idiot.
Saying that, right? I was at Cumberstwiff probably about a fortnight ago, maybe a bit more, and I'd already been underground and at a certain hole, and I came down the side of the mountain to the car parking area, and there was this young couple, and they must have been only in their 20s, and they were going to go into the main portal with just their phone torches, the light of their phone. And no, I was very polite. I said, well, I showed them exactly all the gear I use, and I was only good on the rope. So I said to them, these are all my lights, my main lights, my spare lights, spare batteries, and the other thing with us mine explorers, if we have an accident, we usually have to self-rescue. We don't rely on the cave rescue stuff like that. We've got to self-rescue. But these couple were going to go into this mine with phone lights, and you've got skipways, stopes, winzes all open in there. I said to them, no, get in contact with me and come back. I don't mind showing you around the easy areas, but please don't go in there with just your mobile phone as a light.
Oh, they're not bright enough.
One of the last ones we went into 2 or 3 trips ago, we learned the story later, but we got in there. There was actually a dead dog in there.
Oh.
And I didn't go to that part. I got overheated out, so I sat down. The 2 guys went to the other part where the dead dog was. This was about 150 feet deep, and it's second level down, about 150 feet, judging by my rope. They found the dog body. I didn't go over there, but we went in there, and it smelled. And in the comments on the videos, somebody told the story of that. There was a four-wheel drive Jeep club that had four-wheel drive their way up there, and they took their family and the family dog in there. Well, there's a reason you don't take dogs in mines. The dog fell down 150 feet.
Mouth breathers too, heavy mouth breathers.
And it's common sense has to be prevalent, or they just don't need to be around them. I was talking with one girl, and she had seen videos of it. She thinks that underwater cave diving is cool and safe. Never done it. Never done any diving. She was talking about going to take this minor scubaing class to go underwater cave diving. Thought it was safe. I said, you realize that underwater caving is like one of the deadliest hobbies you can pick. You're not even a whole wrong turn. You're a quarter of a wrong turn from running out of oxygen, because when you get into that water, you have 2 hours and you're gone. That's just it. She was thinking it was all safe. I couldn't believe that crap.
And I had those videos.
We've got a couple of flooded old quarry workings up in North Wales. One's called Dorifa, and it's basically a massive cavern, but they obviously cut out all the slate. It's about, I think, about at least 100 foot deep, and it's obviously out in the open. You get a lot of these divers. They go in, but it's a cavern, flooded cavern, where most divers have died in the UK, because they go down, but there's tunnels going off, but the infrastructure that used to be in the quarry was all pushed into the water. So you've got cranes, you've got wires, you've got everything in this flooded chamber, and they get divers going in there. It's crazy.
The same thing with one down in Mexico, some ultra huge cave system, and it's like the last time they opened it up. It's on private land. The last time the owners opened it up, because they denied access to everybody for a lot of years because too many people died. They opened it up to a professional crew from some American college. You know, these are all the big boy names in cave diving, and they still lost people in there during that expedition. I think it's Blue Lagoon or something like that in Mexico, and they still lost people from that expedition. You know, multi-year experienced cave divers. That I've never scuba dived anyway. I'm not a real huge water person. Obviously, I'm not swim, but I'm not a real huge water person. But to me, underwater cave diving would require that stupid fish line that you see some of them have. You know, 1,000 meters of line or whatever. I don't understand how anybody, no matter their skill set, would even want to go in an underwater cave dive without that, simply because the freaking silt. You know, how many stories you watch of these people, the silt gets turned up and they just turn the wrong way, and then they're gone. You know, it's like being in space. There's no way out.
Yeah. Well, you know yourself, even in the mines, and you've got the flooded tunnels, and you're walking through the water. As soon as you walk through it, you turn back and you can't see the floor behind you. We've been into a few mines where we've walked over flooded winzes or shafts. Obviously, there's some timbers there, but when you walk back, it's so cloudy that you basically got to retrace your footsteps, or you could be just straight into the shaft that's flooded.
Well, that's the thing about most of your mine explorers is most of your people don't die from things falling on them. Most of the people die falling through a hole because they're watching the back. They're not looking where they're walking. You know, because them crazy old miners, they didn't care what way they went. They went wherever way the money was. And once that minor amount of infrastructure that they might have had there's gone, you know, you're just walking by and, oh, hey, there's a 200-foot hole, pit of death. Or even at that, you know, you fall into a 30-foot one. If nobody knows where you're at and you fall in a 30-foot hole and break your legs, or even if you're not hurt, if nobody knows where you're at, if you're in a 30-foot hole you can't get out of, well, you know, that's where you're going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always look down when I'm down in places like that. Yeah. I'm always
they'll find you a few years later.
Yeah. Skeleton.
Yeah, well, one of the last mines we went into, it was just full of sheep skeletons. But it just shows you that, you know, once you go into a place like that, that's what's going to happen to you if you get lost.
Are they falling from the top, were they?
No, they've just wandered in through the portal and clambered into a section. And then obviously you can't see underground again.
Yeah, just blind.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. That could be like, do you guys have like bobcats or anything out there?
No.
You got any predators?
Oh, we don't. We got dingoes.
Oh, you're Australia. You got spiders. Spiders the size of your head.
Snakes, man. Snakes are the ones that get you, man. You get bit by a snake, you're going.
Snake. We got bobcats and occasional mountain lions out here. Coyotes and wolves, mostly coyotes. Not much that'll mess up a human in my area. You know, but I wouldn't put it past some of these smart little animals out here to chase their prey into the mines. You know, they know that, and the prey doesn't. They'll chase them a good little sheep or a bighorn sheep or something like that in the mine. That's a good meal right there.
A lot of our mines, they have like other stuff like bats. You know, bats have got obviously
we got
diseases.
bats.
Yeah, they've got diseases, and they're the ones who sort of like, you know. We don't have rabies, luckily, but we do have listeria. Is it listeria they carry? Something else? Yeah, but we don't have rabies. We're lucky for that. You know. You've got rabies over there, don't you? Like your bats or something.
Rabies in the desert's pretty rare.
Or is it? Okay, so it's a coastal thing.
In the deserts it is. Other parts of the country you see it, but in the deserts you don't see rabies nearly as much. I'm not even sure if the bats will carry it out here. But like squirrels are a good carrier of rabies. They don't get them out here very often. It's something about
I was going to say maybe a coyote might chase you or corner you into a mine, you know, and you're sort of like panicking maybe, and it knows you're going to fall over and, you know, it's going to have a meal.
I'm lucky enough that unless there was a pack of them, and they're hungry, then they're not going to mess with you. They just want you to leave them alone.
Yeah. And you don't get wolves that far down, do you? No.
No, too hot. People will call them wolves, but a wolf is a 170-pound animal. A wolf is a wolf's a big boy.
Yeah.
So you get the scrawny little coyotes. 10 of them who are hungry enough would eat you, but for the most part, they want just as little to do with you as you do with them.
And old grizzlies, old bears.
No, I don't want to play with a bear.
those bears will mess you up.
Yeah, bears. I don't want to play with a bear.
Yeah, I seen a video of a guy that's in a like a little bit of a cave, and this bear's up there going, and he's just like, oh, shit. What do? You can't make any noise. You just got to try and hopefully they'll go away.
Yeah, we don't get any wild animals like that. No, the most you'll see, even outside of mine, is a fox
badger.
Or something. Yeah,
fox. Or badger.
Yeah, if at that, and even in mines, I've very rarely seen bats in mines. You do see the odd one, but no,
micro bats mainly here.
I think it's too cold over there for the bats.
Yeah, you'll see the odd one in very rarely.
Get glowworms in your caves? No.
I haven't seen any glowworms since I was a kid at home on the farm.
Really? We get them here only down south. Up where we've had a few here. Like this is an old train tunnel that I explored. Longest one up here, and it had like microbats and possums and all that. We got possums. They can be nasty buggers. They'll bite you. They won't kill you or nothing, but they'll bite you, mess you up.
It's a lot of the things that won't kill you that turn out to be your biggest enemy. They got something to prove. It's like
we've got like orb spiders. They won't hurt you, but they're bloody massive. They're like the size of a basketball.
It's just like a goose. A goose can't kill you, but that's a mean little bastard. Yeah, everybody knows geese.
What's the world's lead? The biggest killer in the UK is what? Cows. Cattle, yeah. Dairy cattle and that.
Probably humans, like.
Oh, that's in Australia too, I think. Yeah, we've all seen that'd be a backpacker in Australia. You've seen all the movies, haven't you?
Oh, I've seen pictures of plenty of things in Australia I don't want to fight.
Kangaroo, man. Kangaroo is one of those things that'll fuck you up.
Yeah, good boxers.
Yeah, mate. When those big reds get up, they 7 foot tall and they're muscular.
It's not funny because obviously it's a bad situation, but I do like the videos of them running up on people and
they're
quite funny. Yeah.
They're just trying to get away and they wind up having to fight the kangaroo because
I've seen them go after hunting dogs, man, and just literally get their back foot up and stick the dog's throat. And these are hunting dogs, man. They hunt pigs and all that, wild hogs and all that, man. These things, they'll tuck them up. Buffaloes, man.
Yeah.
Look at Roger, man. Roger the kangaroo in Australia, man. He gets like a can, like an oil can for like vegetable oil, and he just crushes it. Empty, of course, but still, it just crushes it. Some humans have difficulty doing that.
Well, humans are lazy and smart, generally.
But that's right.
Oh, well, they used to be anyway, until they got driver's licenses.
Well, yes. Well, a lot of people can't drive around here. Especially over in Queensland.
Everybody talks about they got the worst drivers. I think we all got the worst drivers. I've never.
We're not too bad in my state, but you go over, it's just the heat, man. They just don't think.
It does something to their head.
It does, man. Go Troppo, man. They call it Troppo.
Everybody out here is going way too fast.
Yeah.
Even myself.
California, man. California, they've all watched bloody Lightning McQueen, man.
Well, Everybody out here thinks they're a race car driver. They all want to do 90 miles an hour, 10 feet
Do you
off.
have do you have no speed limit in California on some of
No
those
what?
highways? Is there no speed limits on some of those California highways? Is that there or is that Nevada? I think.
Oh, no speed limits?
Yeah, I think some of some of them in
The
California have no.
Speed limit's just a recommendation.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think they'd like to say there's no speed limit, but they sort of like you to sort of keep to some form.
No, I mean there's speed limits. There's laws. Good luck seeing seeing somebody get pulled over for it. If you get pulled over for going too fast, you're either going like 25 miles an hour over the speed limit. The cop wants something to do as the very last thing before he goes home for the day, or they're trying to talk to you about something else.
Wow.
You got to be going pretty fast to get a speeding ticket.
Barry.
I can.
Yeah, we got a few of them in the UK who can't drive. What I found in Wales now, because we had a blanket 20-mile-an-hour speed limit in the towns and cities, is what I find is the national speed limit is 60 mile an hour. But you find now where people are driving 40 mile an hour in the 60. They've reduced to 20 mile an hour in the towns, but they drive like Sunday drivers everywhere. It's nightmare.
You get all the extremes on the road. I don't know how fast your drivers are going there. I was out on a road call the other day, and I was doing 80 miles an hour, and I kept trading places with this semi truck. He'd pass me, I'd pass him. He'd pass me, I'd pass him. We went into this hilly section where you're going downhill, and I'm still doing 80 in my truck, and this guy is passing me doing 80 miles an hour in a semi downhill. So I made the executive decision that I was going to let him pass me and no longer catch up to him. I didn't see him tipped over on the side of the road anywhere. But you talk about a nut. Hello, Sazzy.
Oh, look, our speed limit is straight. Oh, hang on.
Hey, Sazzy.
It's about 68 miles an hour. That's how in my state that's the speed limit.
Ours is 70, but if you're not going over 80, they're not going to pull you over.
So that's about 110 kilometres. The highest speed in Australia is 130. Used to be unlimited in Northern Territory, but then people started dying. So, because it's a Stewart Highway, it's the longest highway in Australia. Basically, you can open your car up, and anything you're going to hit is ruse.
Yeah, 80 miles an hour is 130 kilometers an hour.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's about 80 miles. Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's the highest speed limit in Australia that you're allowed to drive on the road. Still a power plant. Went to that Ark Encounters Noah's Ark place. Punches these in Texas, isn't he?
Yeah, just talking about nuclear power plants.
We got some old coal mines here, like all the power plants that are shut down. They're shutting them all down here now, so hopefully I can get down before they lock them up.
Mm.
There's a couple of shale mines I want to go look at. Yeah, I bought some rope. I bought some ropes. I'm starting to buy the equipment first before I go out.
Just make sure you get the gear to go back up too.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
That's more important, but
the cinders are great, but it's the ascender and the foot loops and all that'll really make life better for you.
Yeah, that's what I've spoken to some guys. There's some guys in Queensland that do mines. I'll have to share some of their stuff on my channel, just the links. They're mad. They go to all these abandoned mines. They're crazy.
The going down is easy. It's going back up, but
correct, man. I've been there. Like,
I
do arbitrary work, man. I do arbitrary work with how to do that. So.
Because when I'm down, sometimes I've been down 150 foot, 200 foot, or when you're looking back up the shaft, because usually I'm going down a stone line round shaft, and you look back up, and at daylight's the size of a ballpoint pen. That's when you look and you think, bloody hell, I'm far down.
I
but you're a light man. You're a lightweight. You're very light. I'm heavy.
I would rather look down than up. So seeing how much is below me is no problem compared to the work that's above you. We were going up some 200-foot ladders, all ladders, no rope. The ladders were real good, but we were going up 200-foot ladders. I went up a little bit, took a break, just a little breather. Went up a little bit, took a breather, and I looked down, and I'm like, oh, I came up a pretty good way. And I looked up, and I'm like, holy crap, I need to take less breaks. So I powered up it, and I only took like one more break, and halfway up, that was a mistake because I basically burnt my legs. And I mean, I got up and I was tired or whatever, but not horribly bad. Holy crap, my legs hurt for the next week.
I bet.
Because it was just straight ladders. There were no platforms. There were no sitting spots. So even when you're taking a break, you're just locked out on your legs.
Most of our ladders in Wales, anyway, are the old wooden ones, and they're usually rotten. So you've got to use the ropes. And I went down this one manway, and I had a rope because I couldn't trust the ladders. No. But going down was fine. And I was going down a rope, and I was probably to the end of my rope, and I was about 50 foot short. So right, we'll do this again another day. But going back up then, I was using the rope, on the rope. But every time you went to grab the ladder just to hold yourself for a couple of seconds of a break, but the ladder would come off away from the rock. And I was thinking to myself, I hope this ladder doesn't just separate now and fall, because it could take you with off the rope. Like.
You start swinging around, boom, boom, boom.
Well, you're in the manway, so you've got a rock next to the side of you there, then you're there, then you've got another timber there, and then you've got where the skipway was. But if that ladder came down, there's a good chance it might knock you off the rope or even break a rope. But that was
one of those ones, just hook on and just zips you up. Battery power, that'd be good.
Yeah, but that was the one where I'd already tied the top ladder to the metal ladder before starting because they were separated, and I thought, but I'm going back there again, so hopefully on the next visit I'll get to the bottom of that one.
Just take a longer rope.
Yeah, well, your adventures with AMP Pow.
I am Pat Paw.
Yeah.
Pat Paw.
I know who he is. He's from he's a metal detector.
Oh, well. Cool.
I don't have the patience for that.
See, that's what most of the American people want to do, is go over to England and metal detect.
Yeah.
Everything's private owned though, so it's always a nightmare when you find something.
Yeah.
Same here, man. Same here. They do it. If someone doesn't like you doing it, if you've claimed it on their land, they want a cut or. Yeah.
Well, I think over where Wales is, even the government wants a cut of it, I believe.
Yeah, I think our government will kick in too.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of American and Canadian people go over to Europe, and it was like most of the places were like, if you find it, the government holds it for like 6 months, and the landowner has rights on it first, or if it was deemed to be of historical significance, they'll take it from you and give you cash for it, even if it's not anything real. And whatever the case was, it took the people like 6 months to get the things they found, and nobody ever got to keep anything like super expensive. They got They got
same as the metal fishers, the magnet fishers. They get done too. They get done over too.
It's effectively the same thing, you know.
Yeah. They're just basically using a magnet to find stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, the treasure hunting in Australia.
And they find that they don't get it back, man. They just whatever, come back and they don't get it back.
Australia, I don't think you guys have a whole lot of good metal detecting down there, do you?
Yeah. Melbourne. Yeah, Victoria, a lot of gold fields down in Victoria. A lot of gold fields, a lot of gold mines. Probably the up sort of Central Coast. There's a lot of coal mines. In Queensland, there's zinc, diamond mines, gold mines.
See, it sucks for me out here because the ground is so hard. We're not that old comparatively, 100 years. or so for most of the places that I go, 100 years on the very high side. And there's so much lead and trash, nails and lead from people shooting and all that. The metal detector would be going off all day long, and you wouldn't find nothing that's any good.
Yeah, we went metal detecting with my friend, and we realised we were on an old army place, and looking for bullets, man, you just find everything, bottle
Yeah,
caps,
bottle.
Uh,
tabs off a bloody can of drink, bottles of cans, and
I used to detect for a few years well before I was mine exploring, and I got quite a few good selection of old coins and different stuff. No, World War II badges from the camps and stuff like that. I got
wow.
a nice little collection.
Yeah, there's older history around me, but most of the places around me that were around, say, 150 years ago, late 1800s, most of those places are all railroad related, some mine related, but a lot of them would be railroad related, or the mine related. The miners had a ton of trash, nails, this and that. You don't even need a detector to walk by and see all the trash.
No,
And,
no.
and then the railroad places that are 150 years old, most of the time the railroad has gone right over the same place. And anytime you're detecting by a railroad, there's so much wasted metal laying around those. So I think most metal detectors will tell you don't go near a railroad.
Yeah, there's
Well,
railway spikes and stuff. Yeah.
I could
we,
I
we
could,
sorry.
I could detect for gold, but that's a whole different hobby.
Yeah, we've got narrow gauge steam railway just up the road in Vale of Rheidol Railway, and that originally was built. The railway was built for the mines. So this railway that's still going there now for passenger rides actually goes on the line of every mine from Aberystwyth to Devil's Bridge, and you'll pass in all the mine sites, and
Are
that's
they are they
still.
just flat? Are they just flat? Are they vernacular? Are they vernacular ones? They go up the
Um,
hill.
it's the they do passenger rides now,
Uh,
and I can't remember the name of the steam engine, but they have it's narrow gauge. And a lot of times I've been out on the mine site exploring a mine, and you'll see the steam train going past. But it's cool to see that part of history is still going today.
because we got a couple of mines down south, and they used to go up the side of a mountain, like basically horse used to draw them up, and
Yeah.
then they fill up the bucket, and then they roll down. They roll down. They empty the spoil down the bottom.
With us, we got in the county, we got a lot of the old tramways.
Oh yeah,
They went from 3, 4 different mines to Aberystwyth. So
they go all the way out to the port, to
they
the
go up to the mine.
coast. Yeah, yeah.
Usually they just go up to. They have the main line, and then they'll have the small lines and going off to different mines.
Mm.
And they used to cart the ore to Aberystwyth once it's been processed at the processing plant over where the water wheels are of the mines. And then the ore was carted out to Aberystwyth, and most of the time off to sea, then to the cities.
Mm.
Yeah, all the tramways up here, they only went as far as the mountains did. Take it to the bottom of the mountain, and then that was it.
Mm. We got a few. We got obviously the Vale of Rheidol Railway that went to Aberystwyth. There was another one then, um, another tramway that went to another board, other mines, and that fol- that follows basically a road that is today a small single track road is where the tramway was. So you drive on this road, you basically drive in the tramway, and you can stand on one side of the valley, and you can see this road is perfectly level, following the side of the mountain all the way around to each mine, which is quite cool.
I was saying,
It'd be cool to find something like the Sutton Hoo Hoarder.
Chat was talking about some guy that found a hoard of the Roman coins.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, you guys got that stuff. My city was founded in 1886 and it was incorporated in 1947. So
Yeah, we were only colonised in 1788, so we're still quite a young
yeah,
country compared to both
yeah,
your countries.
UK same as us.
Yeah, you're
Or,
all countries.
Australia
Yeah.
same as us. Wales over there, his country's been around for thousands of years.
Yeah, I think my particular village is a town just down the coast, but our village here is older than the town because we were like a shipbuilding village, and you go back as far as I know as far as 1500s because the monks from the Strata Florida Abbey, which is inland in mid Wales, they used to come down to our village and they used to have fish traps on the beach. So you can still see the fish traps on the monks
Oh, well.
out today at low tide.
Oh.
I won't say the name of the village or as Alderstock's my home, but
When I come over there, mate, I'll have a look. There you go. But I won't say where.
Well, if you ever come to Mid Wales, I'll take underground there, Dan.
Yeah, that's for sure, man, for sure. Like as I said, I'm fairly good. I'm not too claustrophobic. I'm pretty good with that. But water, I don't do. Underground water, I don't do. I don't like being underwater.
There's ones here, no, there's some mines here, like the water wheel mine, you can just walk in with wellies and explore most of the mine.
I'll bring my waders, yeah.
But 99% of them, you'll see water up to your ankles or your knees 99% of the time. But
there's a cave over here, man, that floods.
Yeah, the most extreme mines we do is basically water up to your chin. That's the most extreme we go to.
Yeah, you're pushing it.
yeah, but we know it can't flood because that is the height of the water.
Is it tidal or is it just
no? It's basically there's a collapse at the portal and
right.
the water just backed up. No, once you walk in, say 50 feet or so, obviously the water's dropped to nothing. It's usually, definitely, Shazzy, that'll be on the list next time we come to Wales. I know the lads are coming to Wales in a couple of weeks. Antonio, Dave, and Peter. They're going to do the water wheel mine. They'll probably do the pearl mine, which is the water up to your chin. And they're going to do Cwmystwyth. So, yeah.
It'd be quite interesting to meet up with other. I'll sit there and go, I'm a Welshman too.
We have a good
New
laugh.
South Wales. I'm a New South Welshman, yeah. Well, at least I can say that. We are both are Welsh.
I think it's around Halloween time, Saji. I'll find out the dates and I'll send you a message tomorrow. Because they're going to come down, I think it's around Halloween time. They're spending one night at Dinorwig camping, and then they're coming down to Mid Wales and explore some of the big mines here. So yeah, I'll let you know tomorrow, Sazi.
Apparently, what I've been told is just do a video, just walk into a pub in Wales and just sort of like but just hello.
if you go to, because as you know, I've told you before, like you got South Wales, Mid Wales, North Wales, and every accent is different.
Yeah.
Like down in South Wales, you'll hear the people talk like, all right, Betty and stuff like that. Mid Wales, we're sort of in the middle, and then North Wales, and it's totally different. The accent in North Wales, sometimes I can't even understand them.
Really?
Yeah.
Which
It's
is
more.
funny because, like, you look at just forgot his name. Brady. He's North Wales. You
Yeah.
can't stand him.
Yeah. But if you listen to a proper North Wales accent, a really strong one,
Yeah.
even I can't understand them. And I go up quite often, and I'm talking to a fluent North Wales Welshman, and what did you say? Sometimes I'm second guessing what he's saying.
Just the accent's very thick, yeah.
Very thick.
But it's all the same language, right? It doesn't
Yeah.
change. Doesn't matter where
No.
you are.
No. So some of the Welsh words change, like down here we'll say sand as in like English, and up in North Wales they say sund.
Oh, it's just a pronunciation thing. Yeah, it's just
Just a slightly different pronunciation.
It's same as you've heard Dinkum speak. So Dinkum's from like South Australia. They speak more Queen's English. We don't. We're East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're East Coast. So I'm on the East Coast, so we don't speak as the Queen's English. we're sort of more like close to the New Zealand. So a lot of them live here, so we picked up their accent. I don't really think I have an accent, but people say I do. So I don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think I notice it more when I go over other countries. Like I've been to the US, I knew straight away. They knew straight away you're from Australia, right? Yeah, And they asked me, "Do you know this person?" Well, Australia's a big place, buddy. You know what I mean? I remember once talking to this guy in Texas. He goes, "Oh, everything's big in Texas." I went, "Yeah, well, we got some farms that are big as the state of Texas. A sheep farm is as big as the state of Texas." That says something, you know what I mean? It takes you 3 days to go from one side to the other. Man. Like, it's massive.
Yeah, it's totally different here. It's like 2 hours from one side of Wales to the other. But the roads are crap in Wales now. They're all
Punches, you
winding.
do have an accent, man. You can tell you're from Texas for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
Yeah, you can tell people from Texas. See,
Yeah,
the thing is, Australia is probably, I mean, there's other countries like that, but Australia is probably one of the few countries you could actually find places that a human has never been.
There's places we're not allowed to go.
It's so wide and big and desolate and inhospitable in some places. You could probably go to places and be the first person to ever stand foot on that ground.
Yeah, well, that's why they put Pine Gap right in the middle of the desert, because if you get stuck out there, there's no water or anything. So yeah, that's it. Like the middle of Australia is very uninhabited unless it's the indigenous people, because they're the only ones who know
how to live.
Yeah, that's right. They can live off the land. We're sort of we need dams, we need silos, we need stuff to survive. Supermarkets, to them, the bush is a supermarket. Like your Native Americans, they can live out in the middle of nowhere too. So
not anymore.
Not anymore. They can't. I know. Yeah.
Not very many of them.
They don't have many reserves around anymore. Reservations? Are there reservations? Yeah.
They still got some reservations, but basically when the settlers came through, they took all of the prime land and threw all the natives on the worst chunks of land that they could get. And then, America's the epitome of the westernized culture, cell phones, lazy Westerners. And the reservations are no different. They're not still out there practicing their original ways of life. No, I don't know. I think Australia, you guys still have some Aboriginal groups that are living like they are in a similar manner to how they would have before, right?
Well, not really. A lot of them been colonized. Yeah. They use cell phones. They drink alcohol. They wear clothes. They like to. They're starting to get back to their traditional ways. But like they can't really survive because it's too hard.
Yeah, I mean the culture that they built thousands of years learning to live off the land, there's probably only handfuls that could still do it. And the same goes
correct, man. Correct, yeah. Correct.
The same goes here, and I would dare say that you have more of the settlers that have learned the art of living off of the land that can still do it than the natives. You know, because you've got your hunters, your bush people.
Trackers, man. The trackers, they're the dying breed here, man. They had bush trackers that could, find kids and find people lost.
Yeah, so as far as your natives going, they could still 100% live off the land. There's not going to be many of them. Well,
I've been to a bush thing that you can actually book to go to you can book to go to classes with them, and they'll teach you how to find bush tucker.
I was watching one show. I forget the guy's name. The survival shows, the wilderness survival shows took over in America for a few years.
Oh, yep.
You know, Bear Grylls, all that.
Oh, yeah, Bear Grylls. He's fake.
Yeah, I know. But there was this one dude, Les Stroud. He was real, and he would really go out and survive off the land. And then I watched him behind the scenes on him, and he was real. He filmed everything himself. He had emergency crew X number of miles away, but that was only after his show went big. On his pilot episodes, his first few episodes, he was really out there in the bush on his own, living. As his show got bigger, because you're like, how does this guy know how to live in Alaska, Kentucky, and the Arizona deserts? You know, these are three completely different climates that would take many years to learn how to survive in that area. Well, what it was, towards the end of the show, whenever he did a survival in a situation down there for a week or 2 weeks or whatever before, he went down and was trained by an experienced survivalist from that area. So it's like his specialty was the cold wilderness, Alaska, Canada, things like that. Cold wilderness up there, he knew how to survive, and that equates to some of the lower US. But for all these other episodes, he would go into an area with an experienced guide that would teach him all these things over the course of a week, and then they would do the episode. And that's how he knows how to eat this root and knows what this plant's good for and things like that. Is he was pre-trained. He did survive out there for a week, but he also had a crash course in how to survive out there for a week.
Mate, it's the same as us. It's the same as us, Westerners, I guess. We go to someone's country. You say, "Oh, where can I get something to eat? Where's a good place to eat?" You sort of what before you get there. You say, "Where's a good place to eat? We're going to go out for dinner. Where's the which places should we avoid? Don't go to this fast food restaurant. They're dodgy. You know what I mean?"
Yeah. I always found that interesting. It was his first few episodes were actually skills that he knew, but after that, it was all pre-programmed. Bear Grylls was just staged, period. But
he was. They actually proved it. Yeah.
Well, he did some amazing stuff, but once he got caught in that bar during that survival challenge, they just blew out everything he was doing.
There was one like, because there's smart people out there. There's people with a lot of time in there, and they watch his videos and they're sort of geo-tracking where he is, and they sort of realize that there's a petrol station behind him when he's out in the middle of the wilderness. He's not,
Yeah, he's out in the middle of the wilderness, and now with you can reverse look up Google Photos.
Yeah,
just by getting a photo of the place. And artificial intelligence will search through the satellites and tell you exactly where it was, and even I'm pretty sure it was Les Stroud and a couple of his, and he says, "Look, I'm surviving out here." He says, "There is a house right there." He says, "There's a house 200 yards from me, but that's not what the show is." He says, "I'm surviving off the land," and he would continue his thing. So that was interesting.
Well, I did a bush survival course, and of all places, it was done in Sydney. And it's garden. They've got a garden where they've grown all the bush tucker stuff there, and you go around and you've got to learn how, what things are and what plants. And you weren't out in the bush, but you learnt what to look at for when you are in the bush type of thing. So they had all the plants there. It was quite interesting.
Yeah.
Still probably wouldn't trust myself, like sort of, I'm not.
Oh, I wouldn't. I rely on my skills
Yeah.
enough to get me to help.
Well, that's it. That's it. Like I've done armed services, so I know orientation. I know how to, they drop you in the middle of nowhere, and you've got to find your way back. So I'm pretty good with my bearings.
I just try to remember where the way back is.
Well, that's it. That's a bit that. Well, I used to drink, and that was the problem. We used to get to one place, we'd be all drinking, and then they'd go, "Okay, now we're going to go back." Do anyone remember where to go?
I always know about where I am.
Yeah, you've got to. There's always markers, and that's what you have to realize. Like, the moon, the sun, they're markers. They're things that can keep you. You sort of know which way it's setting, which way it is. You can sort of find your way back.
Yeah.
Sound. Sounds is another.
Yeah.
Like sort of, you can hear certain machinery in the distance. You can tell where you are. Like, depends where you are though.
For my area, since we're not wooded or anything like that, your worst case scenario is you just got to go up a hill and look.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go up any hill around here at night, and you can see headlights 20 miles away.
Wow.
You're gonna know where to go, and it's not like it's some great hidden expanse. You'll be able to see. 100 years ago, it would have been way different, obviously.
You don't see storm radios and cats punches. That's the Barry they're talking about, not Barry TT.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a different Barry.
Later, Papa.
Barry storms and radios and cats.
Yeah. There's more than one Barry.
He's like, oh.
Yeah. I was just thinking he was thinking Barry.
Yeah, because if it's Barry, we go Barry TT or Barry OG.
Yeah, well, I think Barry OG will be about watching
He'd be there. Really be watching
in the background. So,
yeah, there's a lot of Barrys out there. There's only
Yeah.
one Gareth.
there's only one crazy mad bar stool. Yeah, you're right there.
Crazy mad bastard. That's the one. That's your other account, isn't it? That you came in that time and like, who's the heck's this person?
Yeah.
You threw us a curveball there.
Yeah, but that was the mask I wore out to last year's Halloween special when we went around that mine dressed up. We'll do something special this year as well. We'll find a nice, easy one to do and go out and dress up and have a bit of a laugh.
Just wait for people to come in the cave.
The video I got out coming Sunday was me and Irishman Gerard, and we were in the mine, and there's lots of crawling around, and there were sheep bones and they're everywhere. And he says to me, "Oh, look at all these bones here." I know I was about 10 foot away from him, and he says to me, "Where's the skull?" I said, "Don't know." I seen the skull. I grabbed the skull and I just shoved it out of his head like that. And he jumped back. The tunnel was only like head height, and it was so funny. And then about 5-10 minutes later, we're further down into the mine, and there's more bones. And he jumped again because there's a skull just looking at him. Someone put the skull resting on top of a rock. That is coming out on Sunday.
Everyone's got a sense of humor.
I go, no. We have a great laugh underground. You don't see half of the laughs we have underground because you can't put it out on YouTube. But yeah, we have a damn good laugh.
Get a kick account so we can watch it.
Well, I smoke green, so
Oh,
like,
you can show that. They don't really, unless you're monetized.
yeah, I keep that off the channel.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot we talk, like when we have our tea breaks, I usually stop recording because we talk some stuff, but
Private, yeah.
yeah, we have a laugh and there's no holds barred like when we're talking.
Just need somewhere to go to. Oh, for the outfit. We don't really do Halloween here. Well, there is. It's coming in a bit, but it's not as big as it is in the US. But I heard it's dying out in the US too. I think a lot of people don't do much either. I can't afford it, not so.
We don't. I don't do anything at home. It's just something for YouTube to have a laugh and share the joy. Like.
Yeah, well, we do, like, I live not far from the theme parks, and I used to get dressed up for the theme parks and be one of their scare actors. That was pretty fun. Gotta be careful though. Some people get really scared. They get really scared. They like sort of or punch in the face, because they're so scared they think you're real.
I do that underground sometimes. Like when the guys were in Wales last time, Underground Explorer UK and Antonio, Dave, we were exploring the Cwmystwyth mine, and we were in a section where there were lots of the pockets dug out, little holes in the walls everywhere, and I was just sat above the adit on a ledge, just having a smoke. And I wasn't planning to do a jump scare or nothing, but I just sat there having a smoke, and I could hear him below me saying, "Oh, where's Gareth?" And up there he is. It's like a bat in the tunnel. But you gotta have a laugh, That's where we're different than most of the mine exploring channels. We have a good laugh over underground.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy it.
That's it. Have a bit of fun, yeah.
Yeah, well, we enjoy it for the serious stuff and the fun stuff as well. Yeah, definitely, Sazzy. I'll get on to you later on in the day. I was gonna say tomorrow, but it's already tomorrow. It's 5:45 in the morning.
No, you got nothing, man. It's quarter to 4 here. I'm 10 hours ahead of you, and I'm a day ahead of the US.
I'm so far behind you guys, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, you want to know the Lola numbers? Let me know. I'll tell you.
It's 9:26 at night.
And that's what it'll be Tuesday night.
It is Tuesday night.
Yeah, it's 3:46 p.m. Wednesday here.
I get so confused because I keep on reminding myself that we're all on different times. It's quite funny.
Yeah, like when Barry TT he went to Seoul, we had breakfast and we were only an hour apart. Yeah, like a 7-hour flight to Seoul, South Korea. But we could actually have breakfast, whereas in now, like obviously you're going to would you say 5:45? You said.
See,
yeah, 5:45.
Here's the one that gets annoying to me, but you can't do anything about it. You're talking to someone and they're like, "Yeah, my live is at 7:00." I got a show coming on. I got a show coming on at 7. 7:00 where?
Yeah, what's the time zone? Yeah.
What's the time zone? What's the country? Let me do the math on that real quick. That's why I'm kind of glad YouTube tailors
automatically
that.
does it. Yeah, it does it. Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, you got a live in 2 hours. That's 3:00, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Johnny Pepper and Chatty, he sometimes does a raid on my channel, and we're chatting offline and trying to work out our difference in time zones, and I'm hopeless of maths and stuff like that. But yeah, respect for Johnny. Like.
Did you see what he ate today?
I haven't seen any YouTube.
No, he ate one today. He ate like 6 chocolatier peppers or something like that.
He's crazy. He's crazy, and he says I'm the crazy one.
Well, I was listening to his grading scale. I know he's on right here, but I was listening to his grading scale. He's like, "Yeah, that's a 1. That's a 1. No, sir, that's a 100."
Yeah, but Johnny's one is like our 5 or 6 or 7. Right? That's
yeah. His one would make me throw up quickly.
Oh yeah, did you hear them all talking yesterday about the bloody? They want us to do all that stinky fish challenge. It's no.
Oh, you're talking about the strummings?
So streamy, yeah. Oh no.
We just had a channel that I watch 3 nights a week. One of the viewers sent him a can.
Yeah.
It's like, nope.
Man, I watch Maoris, man. They love eating fish. Like, and he's just like open. He's like, ugh.
Yeah, his was just the fermentation is making the can blow up.
Yeah, that's what they're
balloon a little bit.
You just hit it, it's like fizzes out like a soda can. Like,
I don't really need to eat anything that makes a can blow up like a balloon. I'm good.
Well, you're not supposed to eat it like that. You're supposed to take it out and rinse it in water to get rid of all that stuff, and apparently it's quite palatable.
I don't know if they know that, but they're gonna get together and eat them, and I'm not gonna tell them that either. I'm just gonna watch with interest.
Yeah, I don't mind a bit of hot stuff, but yeah, I want to still be able to taste it afterwards.
Yeah. I'm just good. I don't need to. I'm all right. That's just too hot for me.
Well, that's it. I don't like people sitting there having these competitions. Got to eat something. Like I rather just like taste the food. Like if you're eating it so hot that it's like it's just strummy.
Hi, Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy.
Yeah,
a lot of Lucy's there.
We were meant to do the one chip challenge, but luckily the lad lost him. He must have mislaid him somewhere. And we were going to do them underground. And I thought, hang on a sec, if you do them underground, you've only got your flask of tea to help you because you've got nothing else.
That's it, mate. You're going to run out of water, aren't you?
Yeah.
Unless you've got a Camelback or something. But even then, you're still going to run out of it because those things, like, they just dry out.
I wouldn't want to do anything that's going to make me suffer harder getting out. You know, if
it burns going in, it's going to burn twice as hard coming out.
Yeah. I mean, what happens if you're one of the people who just can't take it and you're throwing up for the next 3 hours? You really want to throw up for 3 hours trying to work your way out of a hole in the ground? Oh yeah, you're throwing up repeatedly.
Well, you'll probably start hallucinating too. You'll be like, oh.
Yeah, now you got to climb a rope. Nobody's going to be climbing underneath you. You're throwing up repeatedly. Everyone's going on. We're like, we hope you make it, bud, but we're not coming back.
Yeah. We were out with the we were out in Derbyshire with the lads, and one of the lads was farting. And he was going up the ladder. I said, I hope it's not a wet one, right? Because I was right below him. I'm gonna laughing his head off.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just reading. Someone likes to make good curry. I was thinking, you don't want to go caving with someone's had a curry. That's another thing too. You don't want to eat anything that's going to make you want to go to the toilet whilst you're down there because you're pretty limited to the toilet space, aren't you?
Yeah,
you can't
definitely.
bury stuff.
And in the metal mine is also bad, but in the slate mines where a lot of people go to, you're walking around and you might move a piece of slate, and there's like 10-year-old dump underneath it, like
bugger! Piss everywhere. They do that here too.
Bog paper everywhere.
Oh bloody hell!
In the older mines, also bad, no, the lesser known ones, but all these slate mines where you see the urbex, people go in and people like taking photos.
Well, I just read an article. This is some like government ran cavern or something in the U.S. or whatever, and they were talking about the effects that one empty chip bag had on the ecosystem of the mine.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Basically, somebody dropped a chip bag, and that caused this particular type of bacteria to grow on the chip bag, which fed this particular
Yeah,
type.
I think I saw that. Saw that on Facebook.
It changed the whole ecosystem of the mine, and they had to, or cave or whatever it was, and they had to go clean that out or something
Yeah, they
like
had
that.
to shut down. They had to shut it down to try and equalize it. Yeah.
Yeah, they had to shut it down and clean it out, and it took them a bit of work to get it back fixed. But the whole point of the article was just how the littlest impact you have can have that much of effect.
Oh, so true, so true. Yeah.
On an ecosystem.
Even some of the caves we go down, like they were saying, like Jenolan Caves is probably the most famous caving system in Australia, and they can't even use flash photography because it can affect the minerals and all that, the rocks, the lights and the bats and all the rest of it. And they got like a water thing down there, and they used to be able to drink out of it. Used to take a drink out of it. Now you're not allowed to touch it. Not allowed to touch it anymore because they found out that people were putting their hands in, obviously, germs or the stuff we have on our hands, oils and all that.
I was reading one. They were talking about why the water in some of the mines will actually look so clear, so crystal clear. And they were saying it's not because of the ground filtration or anything. They're saying, one, it's because of how stationary it is, but two, sometimes the chemicals that are leaching in, just the natural chemicals that are leaching in, will go in this water. And they said that in some places, not all of them, but in some places, the water will have so much stuff in it that you get in it and try and swim, and you can't swim in it, or you can't swim well because it's thicker. And
hard water and soft water, yeah.
And your body's not used to that sort of thing. And they're like, that's one of the reasons it's so dangerous to swim in them.
Some of them will leach. Some of the waters will leach the minerals out of your body, like calcium and stuff like that. That's why your skin will. Yeah, we got bore water here, bore baths, where it's like natural hot springs, and if you wash your clothes, when you go in there with your clothes, it bleaches it. It bleaches it because of the high mineral content in it.
Yeah.
We've got one mine locally here, and I think it was mine for, I think it was marcasite, which was used for sulfuric acid.
Oh wow!
And if you go into that mine, you basically come out as if you've been tangled. Why we waders, but if it's on your clothes or on your skin will just be orange for a week or two after.
Wow.
We have a lot of barite mines out here. It's supposed to be pretty bad for you to breathe, but it stains you quick. It's dirty.
Yeah. Because two of us were waders. Anthony and the other lad wear just a caving suit and a wetsuit trousers on the bottom, but I'll always wear waders because I got dermatitis on my skin anyway. I got a lot of eczema, so being in mine water, I just try and keep the water off me full stop.
We wear boots and pants because we don't have no water.
Yeah.
It's way rarer to find water in one out here. One of the only ones I know of that has water year round, surprisingly, is several hundred feet up a hill, and it's got water year round.
Wow. Might have like a natural spring or something going to it, feeding it.
Yeah, it's got a natural spring. I was talking with an old timer in the gold community. He's older, he's got 20, 25 years on me, something like that. And I was like, I don't know how the miners survive out here. He says, well, it was a lot different back in the 1800s, the early 1900s when they were out there doing it, because we hadn't pumped all the groundwater out yet. He says there were springs all over the place. And he says, not like all over the place, everywhere you look. He says, everywhere you look in the desert and you see those former signs of springs. He says 100 years ago, those were springs. Those did have continuous water. And he says, in any spring that you see now, that's just a seep in a little wet spot. That was a little river before. Night Sue.
Night Sue.
Not so. Boots and pants.
I think all our mines are wet in Wales just because of the nature of the weather we have. It's always moist.
Gareth likes a moist hole. Yeah.
The only dry mine I actually been in was in Nented, which is Cumbria way, Upper Midlands. But in Wales, I don't think I've been in one dry one. So that's why you'll always see me in waders. But most of the time, the portals got a bit of a collapse, so you've got to go over the collapse, and that's where it backs up the water. But I still haven't found a dry one in Wales.
Just saw that too, and it's one of my eyes still kept moving. Like,
yeah, I just saw it in my camera.
Well, I'm like, little things moving. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's just human.
Well, especially on the when you're streaming, because I'm not using a background. That's what my freaking living room looks, or my entry room looks like right now. So I see something moving, and I know that's behind me. And what's that?
If I move, you'll see two.
People.
You'll see two of me. Like,
yeah.
Both are buggers. Like,
both of you are in the background. So I don't really mind. I just leave it open, and everybody else can see what's going on in my house.
I hide my mess.
That's exactly why I go background.
You know what it's like, Gareth. They all say, "Oh, your house is messy." I'm like, "Oh, God, put the screen up."
The only reason mine is like this right now is because we got some stuff going on in the kitchen. So I got basically everything to my all that crap is out of my kitchen. We're doing some stuff in there. So
do you like renovating something?
Yeah, so we're living out of boxes for a minute, I guess.
Easy, easy. Well done that.
There's mine.
Oh, you want to see mine? Oh, here we go.
You can just see all the clutter behind.
You'll see all my clutter though. That's the trouble.
Behind me there. Like.
There you go. That's enough. You know what though? Someone's going to clip it, aren't they?
yeah.
Don't worry. Mine's worse because my room is absolutely huge.
Well, this is my lounge room. I only live in a 2-bedroom unit, so.
This room that's behind me right now is about 500 square feet, and then you can see my kitchen right behind me. So this room is absolutely massive.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's probably bigger than the floor space of because I'm in the cottage. So behind me is my lounge, and just in front of me is my kitchen. There's a small cottage. And when I moved here a few years ago, I moved from a 3-bedroom house to a 1-bedroom cottage. So I've still got boxes from 5 years ago, which I haven't unpacked. Old work tools and stuff like that. I've just got boxes in the corners out of the way.
Yeah, I still do that too. But I know where stuff is, and they go, "Where's stuff?" And I go, "It's in that box."
Mine's kind of an average size home. I got a 30-foot hallway right down there.
Wow.
You can't see it, but I got a 30-foot hallway.
Your hallway's longer than my unit.
It is.
Like your room there is big as my whole, like the floor space of my unit.
Probably it is.
Yeah. Because my main bedroom's the biggest. It's a big one.
Well, mine's a 4-bedroom. I got a living room over here, and then this room was too big to use as a living room, so we just got the kitchen table here and another computer desk.
Like a dining room.
It spends most of its time empty, and then back here is the kitchen, and there's kind of a pantry like nook type thing there. It's a fairly big house.
Yeah, that's what you guys have got. You got pantries over there. We don't really have pantries in Australia. We don't really have.
By American standards, it's about an average size house, but by most of the other world standards, it's a fairly big house. By UK standards, it's huge.
Yes, yeah, and yeah, same as our houses, like because we don't have dishwashers in our kitchen, and not dishwashers, sorry, washing machines. We've got
But
washing machines in our kitchens.
just like you see them in the bigger cities and the more populated areas, but out here in my city, you see almost nothing 2 stories. There's not very many 2-story houses.
Oh,
Maybe
so you don't have attics and basements and all that? No,
mine doesn't.
no.
Mine,
No.
I'm on a concrete slab, and then my roof is open beam vaulted ceilings.
Oh, yep. Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
So
I
that
like, I like that. Yeah, I like that.
you
Yeah.
can't see that beam right there, right up there in the peak of the ceiling. That's about 10.5 feet.
Whoa.
So it looks real pretty, and that's one of the reasons I bought this house. That, and it has a built-in pool, which is empty now. That, and it has a built-in pool, but um, open beam vaulted ceilings aren't real conducive of staying warm or cool, because out here it doesn't get that cold. So I have no attic. Those are actually my roof boards, and then on top of my roof there's like 1 inch of insulation, and then the roofing material on top of it. So this is just not a cool house.
And it gets
And
quite
then,
hot.
and then
Hot there,
same goes
obviously.
in the winter. You're trying to warm up a ceiling that this is the entry room, obviously, so it's the highest. But even in the bedrooms, all my ceilings are sloped from regular height up to about 9 feet, 8.5, 9 feet. So it makes heating this house ridiculous and cooling it almost as bad.
No, yeah, mine's 14-foot ceilings.
14.
Yeah, maybe 9 foot. Sorry, pardon me, not 14. My grandparents' house was 14. They were massive rooms.
Yeah.
Their house, but here's about 9 foot. It's about 9 foot, 9 foot ceilings, and there's like a roof cabin, and it's steel. It's steel, like a lot of tin roofs, because the thing's made of asbestos, so it's fibro. They call it fibro, but it's asbestos. You know what I mean? When I moved in, they said you can't drill on the walls, and I'm like, why? And they said because it's asbestos. I went, oh, that's a good enough reason. Yeah, so
Yeah,
you can't hang.
there's a good chance there's asbestos in the drywall of my walls, because I guess this is one of the first years that drywall came out, 1956, and I guess in some of the earliest drywall, asbestos was actually made into the drywall.
Yeah.
So
So my grandparents' house, they when we started to, well, we were wearing masks, like we were always proactive wearing masks, but we started, and there was fibrous stuff. You could see fibrous stuff, and that was stuff that they put inside the walls, obviously to make up the walls. It was like a plaster and fiber made up. Yeah. The house has been pulled down now because they passed away and we sold it. So
I've been told the best way to deal with some of that stuff is just cover it.
they just said they cover it with a massive, like a plastic bag, and they just sort of wet it all, and then they just break it all up, and then they take it wet, transport it wet.
Yeah, some people have told me, I don't believe I have asbestos in this house, but some people have told me that it's simpler to just cover it, like plaster over it or whatever, and seal it in.
Yeah. It's only dangerous when it's fibrous, like powder and fibrous. That's the only thing. That's the only time it's harmful. So, like, if it's solid, as long as you don't bash into the wall and breathe the fibers, you're pretty good.
Well, and then what they don't tell you is that only a percentage of the people that worked with asbestos got the asbestos lung cancer. 1 in 20 or 1 in 100, or people who came into contact with 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000 might have got it, but there was enough that they could link to that. And if you worked in a factory making asbestos insulation or something, obviously your exposure rate's much higher.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and the same goes with any of the kinds of exploring we're doing. You're exposing yourself to so many different things. It's like you read about it all the time on the old miners of the 1800s, the black lung.
Black lung, yeah. Coal
The
miner's dust, yeah.
well, you got black lung was the coal miner's dust, and what was the one from the silica sand?
Silicosis.
Silicosis, yeah.
Yeah.
you hear about all that, and it's bad. And we're down there walking around in the same stuff.
Yeah, it's the same as the lead mines. What was the one in the lead mines? Because I've read stories from like the mine managers, and they used to say that the smell down in the lead mines were out of this world. But
is it a sweet smell or something, or is it a?
I don't know. Nowadays, obviously in the mines, there's distinct smell, but
yeah,
back then when we were mining it, apparently it was terrible, like really bad.
Yeah, you look at the conditions. You look at the conditions they worked in back then, and that was just horrendous. Period. No punches.
Well, they spend a lot of time. Now there's rules. Now there's big rules. We got people I know work in mines, and like even if they come back with a slight temperature or something or other, or if they've been down too long, they have to wait a certain amount of hours before they can go back down. So yeah.
In the U.S., there's a lot of safety. In the Western countries, there's a lot of safety. You go down to some of the not so safe countries.
Yeah,
well,
China.
In some of those countries, I've only seen videos on YouTube, but my memory's like a sieve. But they're still mining with hand tools in some of these countries now. It's crazy.
What was it? Didn't Tesla get done for like they were using certain ethnic race to mine their lithium, and they were all dying? And
oh, we got a geologist over in the gold community that we talked to, and he goes around the world doing geology stuff. I mean, he's got a business in Canada, but he goes around the world doing geology stuff. He says, I'd rather be in a couple 100-year-old anywhere mine than go into a modern Chinese mine. He says, those crazy little bastards. Yeah, some of them might just want to go, but it's nuts.
Mate, there's things when you travel overseas, like I've been to Thailand, and they were doing renovations on the pool, and this guy's sitting there cutting tiles, and he's just got like a handkerchief around his face. No earplugs, nothing. Grind away at tiles, breaking them up. Like, I'm just thinking, you're going to go deaf.
See, and over there, you don't even know what the tiles are made of.
That's correct. No. That's right. So basically, like, there could be just,
where I'm at, you got so much nanny government for the composite of things. You have a realistic idea that it's probably not going to be bad for you, but or at least not minimal exposure.
I think the most stringent thing your state has is the emissions law.
Yeah.
For your cars, man, you've got the strictest ones in the whole of the US.
We do.
Yeah, California.
And the bad part about California having the strictest emissions laws, we also have the biggest buying market. So if California, luckily our governor shot it down, but the state legislation put through and passed a bill that would have required audible warning devices when you went above a certain speed limit on a road. So it's like my family car. It'll tell me what road we're going on and what the speed limit is on that road, and it's not brand new. It's like 8 years old now. So if I'm going down Interstate 40, it'll say speed limit 70 miles an hour. And when I'm going 80, it'll just, the letters will be there, speed limit 70 miles an hour. Well, they were gonna try and make that a law that all cars had to have an audible, so it's gonna beep at you or tell you or something like that. Audible warning device. California is such a big buying market that if they mandate to, say, Ford Motor Company, that all their cars sold in California have to have this speed warning, this audible speed warning, then for Ford, it's cheaper to just put it in all the cars they make, not just the California ones, because it's cheaper. So our emissions laws and our safety laws and things like that have a huge effect on the rest of the country. Hello, Lucy. Wow. Tell you what we don't have, though, that we should. A lot of the upper Northeast states, New York, Maine, things like that, they have safety inspections on vehicles because of the salt and the rust.
Oh yeah,
They've-
yeah.
I'm not a fan of bigger government or anything like that, but I certainly believe that safety standard or safety inspections would be beneficial to us.
Well, that's it. That's something that people don't realize. Like, look, if you go for a lot of mud on your car, and they don't wash it off, it'll harbour water in there and rust will form. Also with the snow, if
Yeah.
your vehicle's in snow for a certain period of time, it's going to be be exposed to the elements. Like it's going to go rusty.
What's rust?
Rust.
Yeah, what's rust?
Do you know? You live in California. That's why.
No, I live in the deserts of California. We don't
That's
know.
right. That's what I'm saying. You live in that's right. You live in the desert, so you don't get rusty vehicles.
If you want to see rust, come to the UK, then you'll see rust on cars.
You get patane. Yeah, you get patane. You get a little bit of surface discoloration of the.
Yeah, you just wipe it off.
You get patane. That's why when my dad used to drive, we used to have old Chevys, like 57 Chevys and all that. You go to the US and buy them from, the deserts because they're still in print, mint condition. You got wrecking yards there, man, that you can walk around. They're not rusting.
We can go out regularly and find tin cans from the 40s. The old solder bottom cans with the dot on the bottom.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are, you can pick those up by the hundreds. Yeah, they're still there. They'd have rusted away anywhere else, but they're still there for us.
It's totally different here, because we have Ford vehicles in the UK, and we call them rust buckets. They're one of the worst brand of vehicles in the UK for rust. Now, you could have a vehicle from the early 2000s, and now with rust buckets. You could poke holes for them.
Yeah.
For the chassis. And it's just between the rain and the salt on the roads, and even here, I'm probably about a minute walk from the beach, and every morning you'll see a film of salt on the car.
Yeah,
and then if you don't wash your car, then you get the build up of the mud, and that's always wet, and then vehicles turn into rust buckets.
There's some of my cars that haven't seen water in years, other than rain.
Wow.
I haven't washed my Blazer in probably 8 years that I've had it, 6 or 8 years. I've never washed my Land Cruiser. Well, no, actually, I take that back. When I go through the mud, I rinse off the mud. So technically that's washing. So I've rinsed off the Land Cruiser. My Expedition, I started washing that one a little bit, but I can go years without washing my car. You never know.
Well, I haven't washed my car. I've got a Toyota Hilux. I've got a 97 Hilux. It's Raptor coated, so I don't wash it. Don't need to. It only sees the rain. That's it.
Yeah, I don't. The only one I wash for appearance is my work truck. The rest of them I don't care about. My son's got a green card. He washes that, but my off-road trucks, all I do with them is rinse the mud off because I don't.
They're like a cast iron. They're like a cast iron pan, mate. You never wash them.
Yeah, the off-road trucks. I just knock the mud off them.
Yeah.
It's totally different here. If you don't wash your car, you'll get salt on it, especially over winter time. And you'll get salt on the cars even over summer, but that's from blowing off the coast now.
Yeah, you got to wash them in other places. Just out here, you don't have to.
Yeah, you're right. You're on the coast. That's why. When I move down south, I'm going to be close to the coast. So I've got to be careful about that. But I'm still on Raptor coated, so my thing's sealed up it's the whole body. The whole entire body's covered in Raptor. Like they call it lining.
Like black tarry stuff.
Tub lining, they call it tub lining. Same stuff. So it's basically it's good for when I go off road because people are sitting there. Oh, you're going to scratch your car? And I went, no, I can't. If I do, I'll just update the spray bit of Raptor coat back on it. It's all right.
I don't worry about a scratch.
No, they're badges of honor. It's like stone chips.
If I take someone new with me, I'll put the passenger side into a bush just to scare them.
Oh, you got all the bars on the side to protect you. Yeah. No. Oh.
I don't care.
Oh, we need them here because our trees are quite unforgiving.
Yeah, but there's drivers, there's screwdrivers over there.
What's a tree?
Yeah, that's it exactly. You rock maybe. You might hit a rock, a pebble, bit of dust.
Oh no, we don't have pebbles. We got boulders. No, I don't. I got steps on them. Just because steps are easier like that.
Yeah, I got steps to put on mine because it's just easier to get in. You don't wreck your seats trying to get in and out of them.
I'll use my road car, go on the login tracks and stuff like that.
I mean, that's the Land Cruiser, but you see, that's the general of my terrain. Is you'll get a bush as tall as the car, but you never get trees or anything where I'm at.
Yeah, so we got scrub, we got outback bush here. It's really unforgiving.
Yeah, it's rare I even come across a bush that's strong enough to fold my mirrors back.
Really? Oh,
every now and then, if I hit them hard enough, they'll put my mirrors in. But most of the time, even the mirrors stay out no matter how hard.
Actually, I think there's a video. Where this guy actually goes through something in Australia, and the lady just leans out of the way, and this tree stump goes from underneath the car straight through the passenger side seat where she was sitting. And it's like, oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, we just don't have them.
But yeah, you have oversized radiators there for the heat. Like you got quad core radiators and big radiators.
You can, and some people like to, but the train of thought on that is it's like your Hondas and Toyota cars, the smaller ones, they have these real tiny radiators in them, and the theory is it's a whole lot easier to cool down less water.
Correct. That's always true.
So if you've got a 1 gallon jug of boiling water and you got a 5 gallon bucket of boiling water, the gallon jug is going to cool down far faster than the 5 gallon bucket.
Yeah.
So that's their theory on the smaller radiators. I would put one if I had to. Under 100, I don't have any issues with anything. Over 100, they'll both warm up. The Blazer will warm up the transmission, not the engine, but the trans will warm up. And the Land Cruiser, if it's over 100 and I'm climbing hills with the AC on, it'll warm up. But it's
intercooled turbo, or is it just a natural aspirated, or cooled?
I'm in America. All I can get is the petrol.
Oh, you can't get diesels, really?
Very hard.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So it's a gutless turd.
Wow. I was gonna say, because like my Hilux,
just put your foot down and let it do what it does. It ain't gonna blow up.
Oh man,
it's just slow.
If you come out to Australia, man, I'll take you out on a diesel one. It's a whole different experience, believe me.
Oh yeah.
You're driving through water. And it's up to the windshield. Like, yeah.
I mean, it'll go anywhere.
It'll do it. Yeah, petrol. You can't do it in the petrol. Yeah, you can't do it in the petrol. I've heard, but
it's just one of those things. You couldn't get to get a Land Cruiser and a diesel out here is just ridiculously priced, and everybody's got them fixed up like new. So they're $30,000 rigs. I don't. If your off-road truck is shiny, I don't respect you.
Well, that's why I see all these guys driving around. They got big Rams, there's big Dodge Ram things, and I'm thinking, yeah, well, see off-road, man. They're massive, but they're not built for off-road. You know what I mean?
No, they suck.
Like, yeah, even the new Nissan, it's a big V8 motor, but the whole thing's not structurally, like it's you've got a V6 or a V8.
Me?
Yeah.
Straight six.
Oh yeah, because my son's got a Patrol, a Nissan Patrol, so yeah, he's a straight 6 as well.
Yeah, it's 92, it's 80 series, just the old straight 6, no power, can't get any power out of them, don't even bother trying. If
Take it easy.
I don't even take it easy. I just put my foot all the way down and wait. If I can blow up the engine.
Hunting stuff says I might need a translator for this.
If I can blow up the engine under normal circumstances, that's on 32s with 11-inch wide. If I can blow up the engines under normal circumstances, I'll just LS swap it.
Well, that's what you see. They put in the Tacomas or something. The Toyota, that's equivalent to ours, like our Hiluxes. They call them Tacomas over there. I look at them, I go, they're nuts, man. They're nuts.
It's one of those things. You can have go fast, you can have power, or
mine doesn't go fast. It's a turbo, so it's not built for speed. It's built for power. It's got torque, not. Yeah, you can talk the talk, but I can talk the talk. Yeah.
Mine doesn't go fast. It doesn't have a lot of power or anything like that. I've only found one hill it wouldn't make it up yet, and I didn't try it in reverse. But I only found one it wouldn't make it up.
At the end of the day, as long as it gets from A to B, that's all you need.
Well, no, mine needs to get me from A to B, but like over rocks and water and all that crap.
Yeah, I have no problem with it. I have no problem with rocks. I do great in sand. That's on like a 2.5-inch lift. I have no problem with rocks. I do great in sand. I just suck at freeway speed big hills. If I hit a really big hill up there, because we have big hills, I can lose a lot of speed, maybe down to 50, 40, 45. And as far as hill climbs go, I've only found one it wouldn't make it up yet. And it was trying, but the whole hill is real chopped up. And it's kind of like shale, but real chopped up and torn up because it's out in the heavy 4-wheel drive area, and a bunch of Jeeps have tried it too. So if I absolutely had to make it up that hill to get out of where I was going, I could. But that particular day, I was just trying to have fun. So I tried it a couple of times, and we just took off out on our adventure.
Cool.
Hunting and stuff. I was at Papa Rouse's, Bill Papa Rouse, earlier tonight, where I stream every Saturday night with Digging It Back at Monardo Rock. But it's good enough. Like I say, it gets me where I'm going, where I want to go. My show.
That's it. It's about the journey, not the destination. That's what too many people like. Oh, I've got heaps of power, and like, yeah, but my son, as I said, he's gun ho. He's gun ho in his patrol, and I said, I like it's not 4-wheel driving is not about the speed. It's how good you are and skilled at getting over certain things, and it's all about that. You slow down, you get someone to spotter. You got a spotter when you go out 4-wheel driving. Because you can't see underneath your car unless you've got cameras. And I'm only standing to lift on mine, so
it's destination, it's driving habits, it's your style, your everything to it. You can watch a guy take $100,000 rig out and break it, and you can watch a guy come, and you can watch a guy come right behind him in a $2,000 rig and go through it no problem. And one of the things is I watched one channel. They had some dude, and he was in the very top of the line Jeep Gladiator, Rubicon, all this, the best Jeep money could buy. The guy behind him was in some cheap little early 90s Jeep Cherokee, with just some tires, maybe a little bit of lift. It was a beater Jeep Cherokee. Well, the Gladiator thing walks through all the obstacles no problem. And the little Cherokee thing, he's over there. He's having a good old time laughing his ass off. And he says, yeah, it might have been. I was on Johnny Small Peppers. He was having a good old time laughing his ass off. And the dude in the expensive rig is like, he's having way more fun than I am.
Yeah.
It's funner. You don't need top of the line. You don't need shiny. Do what you want with what you got.
Man, you want to experience 4-wheel driving? Be in the back seat. I'm telling you, it's a different experience. I got leaf springs and bloody hell, man. When you got leaf springs, man, it's a whole different. I mean, the front it's got IFS, independent front suspension, coil springs, and bloody the rear's not. It's like leaf springs, and when you hit something, you're like, I could bouncing around.
Yeah, the Toyota's solid axle with coil all around, so it's not horribly uncomfortable. The Blazer is leaf spring in the rear and torsion bar in the front with IFS.
Yeah.
And
I've got torsion bar at the front too. Yeah.
It's an okay ride. It's not great, but the fun with the Blazer is the rear seats sit like a foot higher than the front seats. Just by the design of the full size Chevy Blazer, the rear seats are up higher. So get somebody back there, especially if they're new to 4-wheel driving or whatever. Take them down a really steep hill. They are scared.
And they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna fall."
Dude, that's what it feels like too. Is you just break out.
You're like on the bottom of a roller coaster. You're like, "Oh no."
We were out for one of my kids' birthday parties or something. I took one of the wife's friend's daughters for a little tiny ride, not much. And we had the girl in the back nearly crying. Calm down. No, it just feels so tall.
I was on a mountain a few weeks ago.
No, hunting it's not.
And I was checking out this mine, and to get there, you had to go through about 12, 15 miles of forestry tracks, tiny bit of green laning. We call it green laning in the UK, but it's off of 4x4 tracks. And I got up there, I was parked up by the mine in my car now, a little two-wheel drive car. Yeah. And then you get all these 4x4s pulling up with the big, massive Land Rovers with the camping boxes on top and all. And they look at me and ask me, "How did you get here?" I said, "Same way as you." Yes, I did miss. So yes, I did miss a couple of bits of the green lanes of the 4x4 bits, and I used the forestry tracks. And I said, but I had fun. I had so much fun getting there.
That's what it is. It's a whole lot more fun. It takes a whole lot more effort and energy to get there, and it's just way more worth it.
You can do most 4-wheel drive tracks in the 2-wheel drive. It's the rain that gets you sometimes, or if the terrain's too deep. That's it. But if it's flat and it says 4-wheel drive, they only say that because of the rain. If it's wet, because you need the traction, you need the 4 wheels to get more traction.
Yeah,
you can do the same thing. You can do the same thing as 4-wheel drive. You can let your tires down, get more traction on your 2-wheel drive. It depends. Front-wheel drives compared to rear-wheel drives are a bit different, I think, too.
Yeah.
One of the good old sayings is the difference between a 4-wheel drive and a 2-wheel drive is how much farther you got to walk out.
That's it.
Get stuck in a 2-wheel drive real quick, you got shorter walk.
Yeah. That's the way I see it. The closer I can get to a mine, and all the time I'm in a 2-wheel drive car, the less I got to walk. That's the way I see it. And a lot of the forestry tracks around here, I've spent a lot of time in the forest because of the rallying events I used to do, and I used to do the radios and the safety cars for the rallying. So I've spent most of my life in the forests and on these forestry tracks. So it's no different than being on the road to me.
Yeah, it's
all skill sets. I've seen some of those videos. Those drivers are nuts. Especially on the Isle of Man, they're nuts.
You watch the Welsh boys and the Irish in the forest, on the forestry.
Oh mate, yeah, they probably drive like my son does. Like you feel like you're going to die every time a tree jumps out of you.
Those boys drive, especially with the old cars like the Mark II Escorts, they're going sideways on the corners in the forest. It's epic to watch.
I think I watched a video the other day and said how safe is a rally car, and this car comes over and launches over this hump, and mate, it's flying sideways and lands and rolls and rolls. You sit inside, they're just sitting there talking to each other as they're rolling because they know they're pretty safe.
The cages they use on the rally cars today.
Mate, they're so solid. Like they're just. And they're just having a chat saying, right, we just have to ride this out, you know what I mean?
And like I said, if they roll, that's all that happens really. It's the shell
That's it,
just
just relax, yeah, just
squished
relax.
to the cage, shape of the cage.
Yeah, just relax is probably the best thing you do, because if you start stiffening up, that's when you start getting injuries.
Right, I'm gonna shut the stream down.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna make
It was
it
good
fade.
talking to you guys. Later,
Yeah,
everybody.
nice meeting you, man. Nice meeting you.
Yeah, thank you both for coming on. It's been
Yeah,
awesome.
man. Anytime, Gareth, and you're welcome up on mine, or Barry. You know that as well.
Yeah.
Later, guys.
It's 6:30 now, so I gotta have a bit of sleep before I wake up for the rest of the day.
Yeah, what you got planned? What's today? Today's Wednesday for
Uh,
you.
Nothing planned this week now.
Just relax.
Yeah, I got a couple of jobs to do work-wise, and then Saturday, and I'll be out on the ground somewhere.
Yeah, I think I'm supposed to go out this weekend. I was going to go up to the Pinnacle up here. It's quite a high mountain to climb, so
Yeah.
you don't need ropes or nothing, because you can do it free rope without free ropes.
Cool.
Yeah, so I'm going to film that with the drone and myself, and but we've got wet weather at the moment, so I have to play it by ear, because it can be quite slippery in the rain. So you got to. But there's a couple up in Queensland that I want to do, but that's why I bought the ropes for, because you need to have ropes, you need to have tethering to tether to the rocks. You have to do it. So these guys are experienced abseilers, so these rock climbers abseilers, so they're going to teach me how to do it. So
Happy days.
yeah. All right, man. Well, thanks for having me up. I'll catch you next time.
Thanks. I'll probably see you on one of your streams or Barry's streams soon.
Yeah, I think he's at work tonight, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. All right, nice
cheers,
one.
Gareth. See you,
Cheers,
mate.
buddy.
Bye for now. Bye.
Thanks everybody in the chat for being here. You've all been awesome. Bunches, hunting and stuff. Sue, Johnny, Sazzy, Lucy. Hopefully Barry Storms, Pow, Ventures of Pow. Thanks for being here. Oh yeah, I thought you was thinking it was Barry TT Bunches, but there's a few Barrys about. So yeah, thanks everybody. We'll see you. Hopefully we see you on the premiere Sunday. If not, be safe, and we'll catch you soon. Cheers. Oh, are we off? Now we're off. Take care, everybody.